The national anthem just playing, as it does before every game here at Ohlone College in Fremont, California. We're glad you're with us for this Coast Conference South matchup between the two leaders in the conference, the visiting West Valley Vikings and your Ohlone Renegades. With a cavalcade of engineering, directing, and producing stars, I'm Dan Harrington, somehow in this constellation. I don't know how I got here, but I am very happy to be here. I really don't know how I got here. What road did I even take here today to see this wonderful game and the third game of this series? Now, West Valley coming into this series undefeated in conference play. Still leads Ohlone by 2 games as the Renegades warm up around the field for Ohlone. You have the starting pitcher, Jaden Harper, on the hill. He's throwing to Nico Lombardi at catcher. Let's go around the outfield. Carson Burnett in left field. In center field, Scotty Piper. Gavin Shaddix gets the start in right field. And around the infield, it's Nico Aspilcueta, the big bat, also doing a great job at the hot corner. And shortstop, it's Tucker Beal. At second base, it's Brendan Comerford. At first base, Will Anderson. And that's your 9 on the field. We have umpires out there. Miguel Richardson's going to call the balls and strikes, and Owen Sperasa. We've seen both of these veteran umpires before. He'll be out there on the bases. Here's the lineup for the visiting Vikings. Leading off and playing shortstop is number 11, James Bowes. He'll be followed by third baseman Alan Ramirez. Batting third is the pitcher DH, Jace Doby. And Ramirez and Doby have both had good games so far against the Renegades, despite the 2 losses. Batting fourth for the Vikings is Ryan Lordier, the second baseman. Carter Wong, spells it with a K, out of Hawaii. He's the left fielder. He bats fifth. Batting sixth, Logan Stelling. Batting seventh, Dylan Unganst. And batting eighth, it's Deegan Davis. Unganst is playing first base, and Deegan Davis playing catcher. And Andrew Wilford on defense will be the center fielder. He bats ninth. So there is a DH pitcher for the opposing Vikings. We'll see him coming up very soon as the first pitch of this ball game ready to be poured in there. And it is at 2:02 p.m. Happy Friday, April 12th. And it is a very charming and beautiful day here. Weather-wise, it's a little gusty as this one just misses, according to Miguel Richardson. It's 62, I believe, here. We'll double-check the temperature, but it's a partly cloudy sky, and this one just misses as well. Good run side from the left-hander. Well, he somehow didn't missed it there. Okay, so the temperature's actually gone up to 65. And here's a pitch. They'll heat it up just a little more. I've got 2-2 as the count. The board says 3-1. James Bowes hits a line drive to left field. He didn't care about the count. He gets it out to left field, played off the wall and left by Burnett, and in strolling into second base. A little love tap with the hands is James Bowes. So they're ready to go. Alan Ramirez coming up here now, third baseman. Ramirez batting from the right side. Lefty pitcher, righty batter. Ramirez batting .383 coming into the game. We'll use mostly overall statistics, the greater number of games played on the season. 1-0 count. And this time misses inside. So Jaden Harper really showing some good movement with the pitches. Probably doesn't like the strike-to-ball ratio right now with a 2-0 in this at-bat to the second hitter of the game. The West Valley Vikings out of Saratoga. Here's the wind, the pitch. It is outside. So it's really coming back on the left-handed pitcher as he takes a long look out at James Bowes out at second, saying, "Why did you hit that ball to left?" Runner in scoring position right away for the Vikings trying to take one of this series, and this one is ball 4. So maybe not the worst scenario there in that regard, but Jace Doby coming up to bat, he has been trouble as well. In the first contest, Doby was 2 for 3, the only player on West Valley to have 2 or more hits. Also homered in the last contest. Here's a pitch, a curveball doesn't really bite. And Nico Lombardi wants to get a little bit of time with his pitcher out there on the hill, let him settle down. He wants him to get a little more precise. Jace Doby had a double in that first contest. One that Ohlone won 7-2, making their, at that time, conference mark 9-4, since 10-4 with the game yesterday. The Vikings had their first loss in conference with their 26-7 record. Now it's 26-8. Here goes a big pitch. It is in there for a strike. I didn't even wait for Blue to call that one. Hopefully you can see everything coming at you. We'll go radio style if we have to, with some of the wind affecting some of the things we've got going on around us right now. So I try to focus on our contest with a runner on second, a runner on first, and the third batter of the game, swinging and missing. Jace Doby. He's out of Santa Clara and Santa Clara High. Didn't have to go too far to get his junior college baseball and higher education started. Has that really open stance and closes it as the pitch approaches, and this one is down low. So 2-2. James Pearsall, Brian Lee making things happen. It looks like all the other configurations back here have taken place electronically and digitally. Here is the pitch. It is up and in. So no biting from the number 2 and now the number 3 hitter. Harper now with Ryan Lordier on deck. Number 17 swinging the bat, the right-hander as well. Against the lefty pitcher, it is hit hard. It is hit foul, about a foot foul, and it ends up down at that 315 marker, fielded by Burnett. Got this good speed in the outfield. Leiterman playing DH today. I mean, if you want a fast designated hitter, you've got him there too. Piper in center and Shaddix in right, along with Burnett in left. Here's the pitch. It's inside. Hop, skip, and a jump down to first base for Jace Doby. So, difficult start here. As Doby walks, moving Ramirez to second and Boast over to third. And Ryan Lordier, the batter, and he has a 5'9" strike zone out of Millbrae's Cappuccino, a Mustang from the peninsula. Up with the bases loaded. Dream situation, nobody out, and Nico Lombardi wanted to snag that. And I think he knew as he was receiving it there was no way to fool Miguel Richardson. Not necessarily fool him, but give him the best possible chance to call a strike. That was not going to be called one. Harper's delivery just misses. It looks, that pitch kind of handcuffed the catcher. He probably didn't catch that the way he wanted to. And so a 2-0 count for Ryan Lordier. Batting .346 on the season, and it misses. And that one, I'm not sure where that one missed. So I don't know if anyone needs to learn lessons on the strike zone. at this juncture, or at least in their behavior about it. Ohlone pleading for a little bit of help there. And Coach Kern saying, hey, he's trying to kind of let the umpire know he's not happy by talking to the catcher and telling him to help him with the frame job. Lord Deer has 2 home runs, 2 triples, and 11 doubles on the year. And he's 4th on the team in RBI, and he's going to add to his total. Actually, he was 5th, so he's 1 away with 25 as he drives in Bose with the walk. And we're going to give a timeout, and yeah, it's Ty Cumming coming out to the mound to talk to the pitcher. So 1 in for the West Valley Vikings as they have 1 hit. That was the double by Bose. Alan Ramirez with the walk. Jace Doby with a walk, and Ryan Lord Deer with a walk. Ignominious start, but plenty to go for everyone. While they're on the hill, we'll tell you that lineup for Ohlone. Gavin Shaddix is going to lead off and play right field. Matt Leiterman is the DH batting second. Nico Azpilicueta bats third at third base. Brendan Comerford, the second baseman. Both teams with a second baseman batting fourth today. Carson Burnett in left field. He bats fifth. Will Anderson sixth at first. Nico Lombardi, the catcher, bats seventh. Tucker Beal bats eighth at shortstop. And Scotty Piper is rounding it out, a very fast and crafty batter in that 9 spot. Jaden Harper on the hill, looks in. Maybe refreshing the eyes. He's going to look at that strike zone, brand new. Here's the pitch. It is beautiful. So he got that run side left-handed fastball, and he did clip the corner there on Carter Wong. Carter Wong at the plate, hits one to shortstop. It's a slow roller, only plays to first, and the pick is made by Anderson on the throw by Beal. An RBI ground out, 6-3. And the first out of the contest on defense for Ohlone as Ramirez scores. Doby moves to third, and Lord Deer over to second for West Valley. And those of you listening along online, or maybe, if not live, somewhere future history, the present for you, welcome. Here's a foul ball, and I think that gets out of here. So a bit of a lottery as to whether that ball will hit no cars, hit a visitor's car, or a home fan car. So 0-1. Hopefully no cars are hit today. Here's the pitch. It is beautiful. Strike 2. Logan Stelling at the dish, hitting from the right side. Stelling, 338. Stelling with 9 home runs on the season. Leads West Valley with 2 on. First base is open. Here's the pitch. It is grounded to second baseman. He looks the runner, throws to first, and gets him. Stelling got it over the glove of Harper. Moving off the mound, the left-hander kind of tried to move back towards first base side. Got over his glove, but a beautiful play there by Brandon Comerford. Brandon makes a play, and Ohlone is relieved on that one, as Stelling did not get all of it by any means. Dylan Unangst, left-handed batter, and he gets a little angst there as he gets it off the back. First pitch. So the advantage to the pitcher gives that away. Now Deegan Davis, the right-handed hitting catcher, coming up. So Dylan Unangst, Unangst, first baseman. Weren't able to much introduce you for your team. Unangst has now been hit 3 times this season by pitch. Deegan Davis gets the crick out of the neck with a 1-0 count. Bases loaded once again with Doby at third, Lord Deer at second, Unangst at first. Here's the pitch from Harper. It is drilled the opposite way, but right at Gavin Shaddix. kind of does a windmill on that one as he moves the glove overhead and down to the glove side for the third out of the inning. And a WHEW. Woo! It is over the first inning with 2 runs scoring on just 1 hit for West Valley, no errors, and 3 left on base. We played half an inning, and welcome to the broadcast on Ohlone College Broadcasting on YouTube. Queta, third baseman, bats third. Brendan Comerford bats fourth. At second base, Carson Burnett, the left fielder, bats fifth. Will Anderson, the first baseman, bats sixth. Nico Lombardi, the Nico with the K, bats seventh, and he's the catcher today. Batting eighth, Tucker Beal, shortstop. Batting ninth, Scotty Piper, center fielder. Facing Jace Doby, the designated hitter and pitcher, coming in with a 7.01 ERA overall, as this one's off the plate. His strikeout to walk ratio 2-1 for Ohlone, 3-1 for Harper. Strikes out 3 to every walk, but that was a very anomalous inning there as he walked 3 and hit 1. And he did not get a strikeout in the first. So maybe he'll balance it out a little bit, be more the player we've seen on the hill in this game 3. Very important for Ohlone to try to sweep this series. They don't have to, but they want to in the big picture. And you just take them one game at a time. This one skips away from the catcher, Deegan Davis, who decides just to let it go and get picked up by Matt Linerman, who's going to retrieve his bat and go back to gauging the pitcher from the on-deck circle. This one is inside, ball four. Shaddix all the way. Said he knew it. And it's the pitch that wasn't called by Richardson pretty much all the time for Harper, and there a walk for Gavin Shaddix. So you learn the zone from where you can, and Shaddix from right field still had enough faith that he knew that that would be ball four. Matt Leiterman at the plate. Leiterman, 390 hitter on the season. Here's the pitch. It is in there for a strike. Top of the zone. Top shelf to Matt Leiterman. Gavin Shaddix, the base runner. Here's a pitch. He runs, and the throw down is a good one by Davis, but Shaddix able to get a good jump, and he's in there safely. Ryan Lordier tries to slap a tag on quick, and Shaddix is in there with the stolen base. Shaddix has 15 stolen bases, has been caught only twice. Line drive to the second baseman, and Shaddix just takes an extra breath before he is put out on the bases. Lined out, really hit hard. Ryan Lordier this time didn't have to try to put a tag on Shaddix's second, merely had to step on second base, and Shaddix was never threatening to return. Double play, first one of the contest for either team, and this one is fouled away by Nico Azpilicueta. Nico Azpilicueta has been hotter than hot for Ohlone. 3 for 4, 2 RBI in the 7-2 win in the first contest. Another RBI for Azpilicueta. Nobody on base right now. Looking for a solo possibility. Here's the pitch. It is hit high and deep and foul. Now, I'm not sure if that's a ground squirrel he's going after or an owl. I don't know. A falcon. I'm not sure what he can hit up there. Maybe take out one of those snakes that was attacking us up here in the booth on those hot days. Not that hot today. Not snake weather today, Brian Lee. Nope. James Pearsall, any snakes sighted out here? There's a pop-up, and it's going back deep. It's going back over the fence. A home run. The flag seemed to slightly turn, and now they're going back to left field. A little miracle shot there from Nico Azpilicueta. Man, when I say pop-up, that was an understatement. Over the fence to the right of the 355 marker on all those flags flying high, and Nico Azpilicueta with the home run. My goodness, I did not do justice to that one for you, Nico. His 12th home run of the season and 44th RBI. And Nico has gone ding-dong in all 3 contests. This one is inside to Brendan Comerford. Brendan Comerford puts one down the third base line. It is foul. Man, putting his hands up at the last minute and getting out there to the line, and reading that was Miguel Richardson. That's good umpire form. We'll be on the highlight reel for our umpiring organizations. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. It is just a bit high. Brendan Comerford, 5'11", a little bit of a crouch there naturally at the plate. Here's the pitch, and it's off the plate, but called a strike. So I think he got the painter's call on that one. I'm trying to call the game through a hug by 2 West Valley fans kind of standing in front of me. Here's the pitch. It's nice to see them welcoming each other with hugs. Not really a Viking tradition, I don't think. No. They weren't known for their hugs. Anyway, 2-2 pitch coming. It is glanced into right field. It is going to find some turf. And trying to grab it with the bare hand is Lordier, getting involved all around the field. Maybe seeing if he could grab it and spin maybe on a turn by Comerford. Scores 2-1 in favor of the visiting Vikings, and the Ohlone bottom of the first still very much alive now with Carson Burnett coming to the plate. So 1 run, 2 hits for Ohlone, and 2 runs, 1 hit for the visitors. A double nod by Doby, Jace Doby, Jayce Dobie. Sophomore. Comes set. Waggles the left leg. Now the delivery, and it is fouled away. A lot of times we have to, the pitchers have to, and the broadcasters have to get used to it too. some of the mannerisms of a pitcher. If they break their pattern, then a balk can be called. Here's a throw over to first base. And umpire will kind of gauge how they move their left foot, how many times they might tap it, and kind of bend their knee. Look at all these bends of the knee by Dobie. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Power pitch. He said, come and hit this one if you can, Carson. And it was a little bit higher than one Carson Burnett would normally swing at. Batting .364 on the season with 9 home runs. And I'm looking at Comerford. That's .364, so he's got a better batting average. He's got 3 home runs. 1-2 count now coming. He's got the 3 little shimmies of the left leg, and Comerford is going to score, I believe, as this one bounds off the fence. Carson Burnett, they're going to give it a try now. He's going to go back to third base. Really brought in well. Played the carom very well out in left at Carter Wong. And so Burnett with a real missile of a double to left field. Off the fence, and Comerford has to hold up at third. Billy Clance decides to put up the stop sign at the last possible spot, I guess, while he's in the intersection. You really don't want to stop there when you're driving a car, but he was able to make a quick U-turn. Stefan Valdez is over there at first base, hoping he can get another runner his way. Will Anderson, the left-handed hitter, looks at a fastball just off the plate. So it seems like the first base side of home plate, you're getting a shot at getting that call. And on the third base side, you're not, regardless of whether it's a lefty or righty standing there with the bat. This is fouled away by Will Anderson. So we're 1-1 here in the bottom of the first. You've had a lot of great offensive action and some really great defensive plays. The pitchers having to pitch in a bit of self-induced chaos. Here's the high leg kick, and the pitch is fouled away into the glove of the catcher's mitt. Just barely getting a piece of that one. 1-2 by Will Anderson. .310 is his batting average, 4 home runs. He's got 12 doubles, 2 triples. See if he can get an extra base hit. Here he goes down the line. It is in there, and it's in for extra bases to the right field corner. In is Comerford. In is Burnett. And Ohlone has the lead of 3-2 on the 2-out double by Will Anderson. How about that? Nico Azpilicueta with the home run to right, which shows his power, immense power. And then Comerford with the single that kind of glanced in there. It counts just as much. He got first base, moved over to third on the double by Burnett, and another double brings in 2 for Will Anderson. Nicely done. Nico Lombardi now standing there where it says Renegades around the dirt circle or simulated dirt circle. Standing right there over home plate, Miguel Richardson. And the discussion out there. A lot of coaches on the Viking staff. Might as well give them their due now. Robbie Duveau, Darian Lopez, Nicholas Pelster, Kim Karabatsos, Daryl Brown, Gabe Cruz, Kai Hockey, and Bobby Hill, the head coach. We named them all for you. We'll try to be a little more particular as the game goes on. Who's doing what? But nice staff over there doing a great job with the Vikings. Here's the kick, and the pitch home is hit foul. Will it blow back in? No. Hoping that it would was Dylan Ungangst. So Nico Lombardi with an 0-1 count. Trying to make Dobie's ERA a little higher as this one's a strike. Dobie does, like I said, come in with a fairly high ERA, but he definitely can bring it MPH-wise. And this one is just off the plate and low. So you got some fans that are looking at this for West Valley saying, that's definitely there left and right, but that was definitely low. So whether or not it was outside all the way, it was definitely low. This one is well through the opposite batter's box. 2-2 as Dobie pats his chest saying to his catcher Davis that his bad. Dobie stands 6'2", 210. The pitcher designated hitter. And here's the delivery. It is off the plate or the curveball. Not liking that one from the get-go was Nico Lombardi. A lot of catchers, myself included, think that we can see the ball just a little better than the average player with all the work we do behind the dish. This one is lined into center field, a base hit. Couple hops through the infield and picked up, and it's not going to be a chance for Lordier to throw it over. It's a RBI for Nico Lombardi. A single to center drives in Will Anderson with a 4th run for Ohlone in this opening frame of the game. 4-2, the Renegades. No, it is possible that Dobie is more of an opener today. We will see. It looks as though it's going to start looking like that's the way it's going to be, given the situation. Throw down to first base. Nice throw by Deegan Davis. In the head of the tag is Anderson.
Good job, Deegan.
Will Anderson with his 13th double of the year. Only Nico Lombardi, who batted him in, has more with 14. 0-2, Tucker Beal. Didn't really like that one, but kind of had that shake of the back there. He's back in there. Foul tipped into the glove of Davis. So a K2. And that looks like that's all for Ohlone after the first 2 batters were out on the double play. Leiterman line drive. 4-run score on 5 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Wow. We've had quite a time of it in the first inning. It is now complete here on Ohlone College Broadcasting on YouTube with the score Ohlone 4 and West Valley 2. Had to have a high chew. So, pardon me for that. First pitch of the second inning is just off the dish. So both teams bat 8 in the first inning, but West Valley left 3 on. Ohlone left with 1. Andrew Wilford has an even count now. My dentist is going to be mad for these chewy candies, guys. Andrew Wilford, 302 for the season for West Valley. Pretty speedy player. If he gets on, he's got 7 stolen bases. This one just inside. Wow. Coming from the left-hander, hard to believe that was not a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and it is a hot foot. Hit him. Second hit by pitch to go with the 3 walks. And once again, a leadoff hitter on for the opponent. Gabe Cruz welcomes Wilford. Cruz, the first base coach, and Kai Hockey giving a few signs over there. Great name for sports, I guess. Hockey, H-A-A-K-E. The set by Harper, and this one is grounded left side. Azpilicueta gloves it quickly, throws on to second for 1. To first, safe. Wilford was getting up there on Comerford quickly. Comerford with a nice turn. Anderson with a stretch, but just legging it out is Bose. James Bose with the fielder's choice. 5-4 on the put out of Wilford at second. And here's Ramirez at the plate again. We'll say again because this guy has been someone who's had a great series for West Valley. Allen hitting .383. He has 6 home runs on the season. He'd like to try to tie Doby today for the second place mark for his club. That one's in there for a strike. 0-2. That's a good way to pitch. Pitching ahead. More likely that's what we've seen from Harper this year. Slow motion. The game goes down to 33 1/3. Now we get it back to what we've been playing on 78. That's some old school baseball. That first inning, 4-2. Ohlone leading. Here's the pitch. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Now it's going to be hard to figure out because on the outside for the right-handed hitters, he's been calling that regularly. That pitch had to be strike 3, and it was not. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, and we'll see if Richardson can settle down his zone. Here's the pitch. It is swung on and missed, strike 3. 2 away with Bose at first. Ramirez does not strike out very often. It's his 10th strikeout of the season. Here's Jace Doby. Meekly fouls one off the handle. Well, I'm not sure how this pitcher DH thing's working out for everybody. Of course, I like when pitchers hit all the time because they have to face the music, especially if you're hitting a few of the batters. You got to stand there and face the music. Here's the pitch. Is going to not be made, so a throw to first base to Anderson. An Adidas party between the batter and catcher. That open stance and the toe tap for Doby, and he able to skip out of the way of that one. Flag blowing somewhat gently to straightaway left field. And again, the throw to first base is just a mere toss. Let's see if he go. He really can't go over there too often, you know. Well, I guess you could. In the pros, you can't, though. And again, thrown over to. There's 3 coins in a fountain for you. Making 3 wishes towards first base is Jaden Harper. Harper coming in with a 4.37 ERA. And a strike there. 3-3 record for Harper and his 11th appearance of the year. He started all but 1 of his appearances. Here's the pitch. It is down low. A little bit different arm action and more volatile off of the slab. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The American flag stars and stripes have picked up speed Heading towards left field. This is, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're having a tough time now because it's really hard to figure out where the strike zone is. And, the batter had kind of trick-kneed himself and was leaning towards the dugout. So a full count now, and Harper's got to make what we don't understand what could possibly be a better pitch, but he's got to make it, and he does. Strike 3. We're using up pitches unnecessarily here if you're watching this one for balls and strikes. So hopefully Richardson, who we've seen on the bases quite a bit, will shake off some of the rust or the dust there on his strike zone call. 2 really neat strikeouts to end the inning. No hits in the inning, no runs, obviously, and no errors were made by the Renegades. Through 1.5, as Coach Curran's going out there to talk to Richardson briefly. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but he doesn't seem super happy. Anyway, we'll take a short break, let you watch this without sound on Ohlone College Broadcasting. We're back here in Fremont, California, and Ohlone is leading West Valley 4-2 in Coast Conference South baseball. Here's the pitch from Dobie. It is poured in for a strike. Dobie to Davis. Over at third base is Alan Ramirez, the shortstop James Bowes, the second base Ryan Lordier. This one's going to go over to get bumped as the pitcher, and he's still going to make the play. Got a more than a love tap there from the third baseman Ramirez, who generally would be the guy to get that pitch, especially with a right-handed thrower. But Dobie was able to bounce off the mound, gather the ball, and with a fast-moving Scotty Piper, who might have gotten out of the box just a little slowly on that mishit ball. So it's a 1-3 putout of Piper, 1 away. You don't want those 2 big guys running into each other either. But they both look to be no worse for the wear. Here's the kick, and this time it's going to be Ramirez. No way Dobie could cut that one off. And the 5-3 put out as the throw across the diamond from Ramirez to Unangst. And Matt Leiterman's going to be up with no one on. Last time up, he put some significant MPH on a line drive to second base, but made it for an easy double play. And it was very quiet. 2 outs and nothing happening. Azpilicueta coming to the plate, and he bopped one off the bat that just looked like a really high pop-up into short right, and it just took off. It seemed like the flags had changed direction ever so slightly, and that became a home run. And of course, he powered quite a bit. Well, here's another powerful blast to left field, and it is foul. Matt Leiterman putting something into that one, and is going to have to stroll back to home and continue this at bat with a 1-2 count. Nico Azpilicueta hands him the bat. Yeah, the new flag's out in right center. I'm going to say that if you sell flags, talk to Ohlone College, because we are in the market for flags. This one, is a, excuse me, 1-3 put out Leiterman as that ball was running into the upper body or even towards the neck or head of the batter. He's able to block it with the bat. It goes to the right side of the infield and makes it an all infield 1-2-3 inning for the West Valley defense. We played 2 with all the new flags around this beautiful park and the new scoreboard in left center, and that board says Ohlone 4 and West Valley 2. With Sahid Sheriff on camera, James Pearsall on the producer-director title, and technical director Brian Lee, Dan Harrington with you in Fremont, California. And the first pitch is grounded to second base by Ryan Lordier. Comerford over to Anderson, 1 away. Ryan Lordier, we hardly got to know you after you walked the first time today. And he was left stranded in the first when West Valley really would have liked to have cashed in after it looked like it would be an auspicious inning. But they did score 2, had the lead, and then Ohlone scored 4 in the bottom of the first. So Lordier's out number 1. Carter Wong, the batter, said he's out of Hawaii. He's a bounce back from Grand Canyon University in Arizona. I once called a game for Grand Canyon when they were D2 over at San Francisco State, where some of us are familiar. And this one is hit to center field. It's going to fall in there for a hit. So I guess I called up some of his Division I magic with a Division II story about Grand Canyon. A left fielder, which is where Carter Wong plays here today, a left fielder for Grand Canyon caught a ball and smashed into the short chain link fence at Maloney Field in San Francisco and dented it, and then came up and continued to play the game. I was like, they got to check the quality of their aluminum or steel out there on that fence. But anyway, always made an impression on me. Wong had that base stolen, but Stelling is fouling that one off, and so Wong goes back to first. No hiding out at second. Going to have to return to the base after the foul. Logan Stelling, last time up, 4-3 put out, and that was kind of a little hopper that got over Harper, a hopper over Harper, and was fielded by Comerford, the second baseman. I'm going to have to ask a question as to why these throws over to first base are so puny, if you will, in terms of speed. They're very light little loopy throws. This one is looped home and a big swing and a miss. 0-2 is the count to Stelling. Stelling's walked 8 times and struck out 32. So we're going after the K here, and it is down low. We'll check the numbers there, but this guy is like feast or famine with the bat. If he gets on with a hit usually, or he goes back to the bench without further ado. 1-2, 2-2. The West Valley Vikings with those bright orange tops, very similar to the Houston Astros, number-wise and braid-wise, soutache, etc. Here's the pitch. It is fouled away, kind of oddly. Looked almost like a field hockey stick. Kind of grabbed that and sent it backwards. 2 balls, 2 strikes to number 12. Stelling, a Gilroy guy, went to Christopher High. 5'11", 210. Has some might between the clouts, and this time he fouls it away down off the netting at the furthest section. believe there's 10 poles around here, and it hit between the next to last and last poles on the right side, the visitor side. And this one is grounded to short. Going to first base is Tucker Beal, and he makes a strong throw to Will Anderson for the out. Carter Wong sliding into second, thinking he might have to beat something there on a throw from Beal. Beal decided not to try Comerford. He went over to first and a 6-3 put out, 2 away. Dylan Unangst at the plate, Unangst. Here you can see the state rankings, and Ohlone's actually leading in hits of all the teams playing junior college ball. We'll take a look at it further, fill you in. I don't know if our producer director is trying to rub it in on West Valley that Ohlone's leading in hitting, but no, I don't think so. Nothing intended like that. Batting average of 337. Home runs 36 is 9th. That 337 is 3rd in the state, 4th in RBI, and runs scored 5th. You can see 283 and was that 500 something there. Nice. Whoa! Unangst is hit again. He could not quite get out of the way. He kind of pulls his right earlobe slightly and tosses the gloves away. He's going to walk over and get his helmet. He's not too happy about it, but I think he understands, again, with a curveball from Jaden Anderson. He's hit, I think the first time he was hit was a fastball in the back. This one was a curveball. So Unangst is upping that total of hit by pitches. With 2 away, there doesn't necessarily hurt Ohlone too much with now a forced situation at any base. And Deegan Davis at the plate. He lined the ball to Gavin Shaddix. The most confidence of any person here was shown by Shaddix in right when he caught that one so nonchalantly, as this one is a swing through. Again, from the lefty, the ball seeming to move off the plate away from the right-hander. 0-1. Some cutter, I guess, is being thrown by Harper. Here's the look, a second look to second, and now the throw home is roughly the same flight path of that pitch. It is hit again to right field. This is a different type of fly ball, but basically the same thing in the book. Another fly out to right for Deegan Davis that ends an inning. This time the third, as 2 were left on and nobody scored in the third inning for West Valley. We played 2.5. It's Ohlone 4 and West Valley 2 in this third game of this 3-game series. Ohlone's up 2-0, trying to sweep the Vikings. We'll be right back. Ohlone College Broadcasting on YouTube. Thanks for being here with us, either live or delayed by life's minutes and hours and days. Whenever you watch this, we hope you're having a good day wherever you are. If you're a Viking fan, a Renegade fan, or just a fan of baseball. Nico Azpilicueta at the plate. Swing and a miss. Taking something off. Dobie finding his groove. Rough first inning, and then a 1-2-3 second as he steps and throws, and this one is inside. Again, throwing it hard. Dobie has a 1-1 count to Nico Azpilicueta, who hit a home run his first time up. Here's the pitch. It is hit too high and fairly deep right center field. It's going back towards the logo, and a big sliding catch there Nice play by the center fielder, Andrew Wilford. Wilford able to probably be told by his right fielder, Stelling, that he had that one. It was going to be the center fielders all the way, and Wilford able to finish off the run and the slide to make the catch in front of the Ohlone baseball, proudly displayed in right center. And the symbol for the Renegades. Here's the pitch. It is lined. Oh, and what a catch there by Ramirez. It's all reactions. If you're ready for the routine play, you might be ready for the great play. We've had 2 of them here for the Vikings in as many batters. Azpilicueta's attempt for a double taken away by Wilford, and now Ramirez takes away Comerford's single or double attempt on the line drive out, caught by Ramirez, is 2 away. And here's Carson Burnett. Burnett scored the 3rd run of the game. He had a double that drove in no one as Comerford was stopped at 3rd, but then both of them were driven in by Anderson, who's on deck. Carson Burnett has a 2-0 count, and he goes after the 2-0 pitch and fouls it. Might have got a little bit of the leg of Davis, who says he's okay when asked by Miguel Richardson. Trades baseballs. As maybe it hit a little bit of the catcher's gear. This one's fouled away, 2-2. Whenever there's any suspicion of it getting scuffed, the umpire will try to take it away and look at it between innings, or at least before he gives it back to someone else to throw. 2-2, 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd. 4-2, Ohlone leads. This one is low and away, and it's full, 3-2. Once again, a big howdy to Armando Galan, the very dedicated voice of several Ohlone sports, and I'd say especially baseball, down at San Diego State. And this one, ball 4, so kind of walking quickly down to first base towards San Diego is Carson Burnett. And Will Anderson comes up after doubling in 2 in the 1st inning, and he scored the 4th run, making it 4-2, the score we have right now. Anderson batting from the left side, where he, I think almost always does. Unless, I don't know why he would bat right-handed, but you never know. Fool him. Here's a pitch down in the strike zone, just on the lower inside reaches of it. Here's the next pitch, and it's fouled away. We'll get you some scores from around the Bay Area and Northern California as we proceed through this one. This one throw over, much stronger throw over by Doby, trying to get the runner, Burnett. Contra Costa leads Los Medanos 1-0 in Bay Valley play. Isaac Klein throwing 4 innings of shutout ball to start that for Contra Costa, and they need a shot in the arm. They are a bit undermanned, have been most of the season, and perhaps lost a player or 2. Injury, I know they've lost some due to injury up there at Contra Costa, so trying to keep that program going, and Isaac Klein doing his part today. This one fouled away by Anderson. Monterey Peninsula and Cabrillo, we're going to follow that one closely if we can get a score your way. They were a bit delinquent, those 2 teams, as well as Hartnell and Gavilan, trying to get scores your way Tuesday and Thursday, if you looked online. Some report very quickly. Others not so. I'm not saying we're, here at Ohlone doing the quickest. We're really focused more on what's happening here. Don't care to report it as much. Can they report more runs? This one hit high and deep center, and it's gone. A home run for Will Anderson. The 5th run scoring ahead of Anderson is Carson Burnett. Driving him in after the walk, Will Anderson. Beautiful swing from the left-hander. Skied it just left of the batter's eye. And the boom laid down in the dugout for Ohlone as Will Anderson on the 2-run home run now has 4 RBI on the day, and the score 6-2 Ohlone. Pretty arc of that ball. That's a little more than 400 to get it to that spot, and it hit well to left field by Nico Lombardi, and it is a one-hopper over the fence. A ground rule double for Nico Lombardi. Didn't want to show up Will Anderson, I guess, there. So he goes almost the same trajectory. This time the left side of the scoreboard, right, almost hitting that pole that holds up the American standard out there to the left of the scoreboard. The colors flying briskly towards the bus lane and the parking structure and the mountains, as this one is a pretty curveball, and Tucker Beal is victimized for strike one on that one. He'll recollect, step back in the box. Let's see what Dobie wants to throw. Is he going to go back to it? I'd say he would. Let's see if he does. With Lombardi. Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, my goodness, and I wish he had. This is a fastball off of maybe the left temple of that white helmet. And the umpire's still going to say we need help to look at him as certified athletic trainer going out there to see what's going on with Tucker Beal. Lombardi is going to remain at second base. Some of the reactions of the fielders, the left 3 on the left side of the field. Ramirez is down in a crouch. He did not like what he saw. He immediately went in the crouch when Beal was hit by the pitch. That is Jeff Roberts out there. Thank you so much. It's not Charles Sasaki out there today doing the honors, is it? No. As Jeff Roberts has signified that the helmet works. Thank you, Noxie, for that one. Scotty Piper called up by our public address announcer in a good way. And so he's announced, and now coming to the mound is Bobby Hill. And that may be it for Dobie in his role as a pitcher. He's still in the lineup as a DH, and the ball is now grabbed by Coach Hill, gracefully so, and that ends the pitching day for Dobie. We'll have a new pitcher when we return to Ohlone College Broadcasting, and Tucker Beal making sure he has his senses at first base. We'll have 2 on and 2 out with 2 in, Ohlone leading 6-2 as Dobie's day is done as a pitcher. We'll be right back. 2 2/3 innings pitched today for Jace Doby. He does remain in the contest as announced by our home plate umpire, Miguel Richardson. He'll stay in as the designated hitter. So Doby's day is done with 6 runs, 7 hits, 1 strikeout. This one's fouled away by Scotty Piper, who could actually make these totals a little worse for Doby as he walked 2, hit 1, and as I said, struck out 1 today. In his time on the hill. Now, the new pitcher is Jake Jones, 5'10" freshman out of Tracy High School, Tracy, California. And he'll kind of saunter a bit off the mound. Checking the runner. Lombardi at second. Tucker Beal over at first. Seems to be no worse for the wear after taking the last pitch of the day for Doby off the skull. I should say the skull cap, if you will, the helmet, thankfully. No 1800s ball today. That's not allowed. This one is low and away. Scotty Piper looks at the right-handed pitcher, and he hits it to left field, and it's going to be right in the glove of Carter Wong. So nicely hit by Scotty Piper, but right at one of the Vikings patrolling the outfield, and the side is retired. So the numbers don't get worse for Doby. Again, 7 hits, 6 runs on the day in 2 2/3 for Doby. In the inning, 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base for Ohlone. And the Gades extend the lead 6-2 over the Vikings here, trying to sweep a series in the Coast Conference South. We'll be right back. It's a 9-1-2 guaranteed first 3 batters for West Valley as it's Andrew Wilford after that great catch in center field. And this time he looks like he's going to bunt. I think he went. Let's see. No, says Owen Sferrazza. Sferrazza. The umpire on the bases. And this time it's bunted. And it's a nice one. It's going to roll foul. We've seen some of those bunts this season linger on the turf, and if it slows down enough on that white line, it's going to be a fair ball. But this time, still a little bit too much bound, and we were even at 1-1. Wilford making that nice catch in center field, and then the nice play by Ramirez on Comerford's liner in the bottom of the third made it look as though that was going to be, another 1-2-3 inning for Doby, who did so in the second. But just as they did in the first inning with 2 outs, Ohlone went on to score multiple runs. 2 in the first for West Valley, matched by 4, matched and then some by Ohlone in the first, and then 2 more in the third. Here's the pitch. It's up high. Harper, going to try to get some length out of Harper today. He's had to throw a few more pitches than he wanted to, as it did seem to be some misunderstanding as to where the zone was on some important pitches. This one is well inside, and Wilford able to bring the bat towards the chest, not able to fully turn around, getting out of the way of that one. And clearly no strike, no swing attempt on that one. So Wilford on at first base and walks. He's been on twice today, on hit by pitch and a walk. And here's James Bowes. Has the white sleeve on the right arm. And some sort of device on the left wrist. Here's the pitch. Maybe he's in one of those old Timex commercials. You know, isn't it Timex if it keeps on it takes a lick and keeps on ticking? Was that Timex? I remember the saying. I don't remember which product it was for. Okay. Outside with that one, a fastball by Harper. Really like the action on these pitches from number 3. Again, a single-digit pitcher. Harper out of Fremont's Kennedy High. Pitching at home in 2 ways here as he looks twice to first, and the pitch. It's Lombardi making a great throw to second, and the tag, and he's in there. He got the left forearm tagged, but that left hand was on the bag, so Wilford steals the base. He's made it to second now. And what's going on here? He's going to hand something to Gabe Cruz at first. I think we have a watch being given. Some sort of jewelry you're not supposed to have, I guess. Anyway, maybe he was wearing a watch. It looks like it's just a different color strap than the glove for Bowes, who looks to bunt and pulls it back, and it's a 2-1 count. James Pearsall, Brian Lee, Sahid Sheriff, and Dan Harrington. I'm batting cleanup. 2-1 count, nobody out, runner in scoring position, and another hit by pitch. So we've had 4 hit by pitches on the Vikings alone today. As now runners on first and second, no one out, and Alan Ramirez at the plate. Ramirez today with a walk and a run scored, the second of the 2 that West Valley has so far. He struck out in the second inning. And that's something you don't often see from Ramirez. So let's see. Ramirez is going to try to bunt, and he's called for a strike. He did not get the bat back fast enough. As the ball as he was pulling the bat back, the ball was underneath to the glove of Lombardi. Kind of a swinging door. One of them coming back, and the ball coming in a little bit faster. So it's an 0-1 count. Alan Ramirez. Here's the pitch, and it's off the plate. Three of the Santa Clara players on the roster. Ramirez being one of them. Doby, who started the game at pitcher and is still in as DH. Standing right behind him on deck. This one is popped up. And Beal with the glasses. Waves, does his Morris Day and the Knights bird imitation and makes the catch out there in short left center field. I don't believe that was called an infield fly, and it wasn't. So that's a pop up to the shortstop and short left. One away. Jace Doby at the plate. Walked, left at third in the first inning, and struck out. And I think it's a rarity for West Valley to have both Ramirez and Doby strike out in the same inning as they did in the second. This one just misses as Doby's able to stand his ground and maybe gets a bit of a friction burn on that one on the lower front of the jersey, but he's able just to stand there and take a ball. 1-0. Harper checking the runner. Beal, couple steps in and backs off to a deep shortstop position. This one's fouled towards the Viking dugout off the backing. Picked up there by Enzo Chavatoni out of San Jose's Leland High. Gets a mention for hustling out to grab that foul ball. Jace Doby at the plate with a 1-1 count, and that's right there to the target. So generally, and I'm saying generally, that pitch has been a strike today, and there it was again. So a lot of umpires will keep their sternum, their midsection, right in that wedge between the batter and the catcher. And it seems as though Miguel Richardson kind of hovers over the catcher a little bit more. There he is establishing, and it's low and away. And he is a much better umpire than I am. I have umpired. I have not announced and umpired at the same time. Although when I played, I bet you I thought I was a pretty good umpire when I caught behind the plate. I like to establish my eyes at the top of the strike zone early. And this time Richardson does. Grounded, and right through the wickets for Beal. There's going to be a run scoring unearned fashion, as moving over to third base is Bose, and Jace Doby does not get credit for a hit, does not get an RBI, but nonetheless he hit the ball hard. The first error of the game on the ground ball. And so one run in by Wilford scoring makes it 6-3. Bose over to third. Doby at first. First and third situation. Some signs going from the Viking dugout out to the base coaches, predominantly Kai Hockey at third. Here's the pitch, and holding up is Ryan Lordier. He walked and was left at second after an RBI on the walk in the first. And then again in the third, he led off with a ground ball out to second base. Comerford making the play on that one, fairly routine. Lordier, 346 coming into the game. Has 2 home runs. This one grounded. It's going to be a tough play for Azpilicueta. Grabs it with the glove, throws across, and he's out at first base. But it's an RBI on the ground out, 5-3. 2 away as James Bose scores run number 4 for West Valley. And let's see if we've got a little something going on here. And I'm not sure why we have the time. Coming on out to talk to somebody is the head coach, Bobby Hill. So Doby is out there at second base right now. Carter Wong, the hitter. I'm not sure, something away from the play that obviously I wasn't looking at. Not sure what happened here. Love to tell you more about it, but we can't. As going back out to his prescribed umpire location is Owen Starasa. Covered things on the bases, and he's writing something down. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe a warning to one of the players. I'm not sure. Nonetheless, Bose scored. Doby's at second. Lordier with that ground out brought in Bose. And now we have a 0-1 count. Ohlone clapping, the fans clapping, as Harper establishes the lead in this at bat. And this one, a curveball, backdoor attempt, no. 1-1. Carter Wong. My favorite president is Carter, but this one is spelled with a K. I'm sure Jimmy would be fine with that. Ground out to short, and a single looped in the third. Ohlone College Broadcasting bringing you today's game. Hope you're enjoying it. Maybe you're having something delicious to eat on a Friday. Here's the delivery. It is short, right center, and Shattuck's going to let it fall on a hop, and coming all around is Jace Doby. He had backup, had coverage there from center field, and maybe a hoping for a dive or some of the fans here, but Wong with his second hit of the day, another single that kind of dinks in there. A Texas leaguer kind of hit right there for Carter Wong, and now it's 6-5. Logan Stelling, Stelling at the plate, and he looks at a fastball. He's got the big mitt in the right pocket. I believe he's got a mustache, too. The mustaches on the junior college level, man. Some of them are just amazing. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch, and it's off of the catcher, and it's going to be a passed ball. As that ball maybe didn't quite get to where Lombardi expected it to be. It hit the right shin guard and bounded towards the on-deck circle for West Valley. So moving over to second is Carter Wong. You'll have to check the official stats on that one after the game. I put it down as a pass ball. Sorry about that. Lombardi from your fellow catcher here. 6-5 Ohlone. Possible tying run at second. Big swing and a miss by Stelling. 1-2 count. That was a power stroke right there for number 12. Got no leather, no horsehide on that one. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Went up the ladder with the fastballs on strike 2 and 3, and Jaden Harper gets Stelling out on strikes for the first time today, the third time and 3 times up for Stelling not to be able to reach. It is an auspicious inning for the visitors from West Valley. They get 3 runs, and they do so on 1 hit and an error, and left 1 on. We've played 3.5, and it is 6-5. The Ohlone Renegades holding on here in the 3rd game of the series. We'll be right back on Ohlone College Broadcasting on YouTube. So Gavin Shaddix is going to come up and try to get on base, as he did in the first inning. He stole after a walk, and then it was just there's no chance for him to get back to second on a line drive put up. Became a double play. And helped there. And Owens Sferasa says it was a strike, so it's an 0-1 count. I think he got that one right, I guess. He's going on the hands, the wrists, if you will, not so much where the bat is located. This one is fouled off the frontage of the Ohlone dugout, and the players kind of just stand there as if nothing was coming their way. Great reaction times for these athletes out here. Okay, you don't want them to be wrong about that, though. This one is fouled directly back between the high poles. And we have an 0-2 count continuing. 3 pitches into the at-bat for Shaddix. Gavin hitting 336 coming in today. 336. He has left the park once. Although that might have been an inside the parker. I'm not sure. I have to go back and check. No, I don't. I'm not going to. He has 1 home run. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss there. So not able to add to the positive totals on that at bat. He'll have to come back up a little later. 0 for 2 with the walk so far today. And Matt Leiterman comes up with the bases clear. 0 for 2 so far for Matt. Matt's walked more than struck out this year. 18 walks, 14 strikeouts. We've had a lot of walks and a lot of hit by pitches today. This one is a strike, even at 1-1. Nico Azpilicueta. I'm not sure if he's licking his chops, but he's out there ready to go with the batting gloves. Here's the pitch. And Leiterman looks at another ball. 2-1 from the second pitcher on the day, Jake Jones. The Tracy kid doffs the cap. Takes the pitcher's plate on the back of the right foot and throws home, and a swing and a miss by Leiterman. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Started the game today at 2:02 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Here's the pitch, and it is down low. We've gone full to Matt Leiterman. 6 runs, 7 hits, and an error for Ohlone. 5 runs, 3 hits for West Valley. No errors. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Ramirez able to grab it on a good hop and throws Leiterman out. Had Ramirez rushed in right away, he would have had a very difficult hop to try to acquire and control and throw to first. So he did a nice job of reading that bounding ball and getting it about even with his armpits, if you will, the chest high. Gloved it and planted the right foot and made a nice throw across the diamond for Unangst to catch over at first. So Azpilicueta at the plate with a 1-0 count. Jones' pitch is low and away. Jones is like, what the heck? I'm only down by 1. I'm going to go have fun with this guy. See what we could do. Jones is a sterling fielding percentage this year. He also is 12th appearance of the year. And Jones' record is 5-0, so he's no stranger to the mound for the Vikings. 27 strikeouts, 9 walks coming in. .32 hits, 14 earned runs in 32 and 2/3 innings coming in. This is a big swing and a miss. So changing speeds is number 14 on the hill. He's looking at his wrist for some more guidance on their crib notes. Here's the pitch, and it's a beautiful looking pitch, but down low and in. Pretty much the same pitch he just threw. This time Azpilicueta says, no, it looks pretty, but it's probably a false reading, and it was low. Full count to Azpilicueta, grounded to Ramirez. Has to get that tough hop we talked about. He's able to make the play, charging in and throwing across to Unangst for the 5-3 putout, the second in a row, and 3 batters are up and down for Ohlone in the bottom of the 4th. We'll get you some more scores from around Northern California, like I said we would. When we come back, it's Ohlone 6 and West Valley 5 here from Fremont, California on Ohlone College Broadcasting on YouTube. It's good to be back with you here on Ohlone College Broadcasting. Gary Kauf, the executive director, and Arnie Lolang, the video systems engineer. Without them, this doesn't happen. And the good people at Ohlone and the administration. I mentioned Charles Sasaki. That one's taken for a strike, much to the dismay of the Vikings fans, but it looked like it was in there from Harper. This one fouled away. Kind of a look at a high, slow breaker, and this one's fouled back, sheared under by Dylan Unangst, who basically had two pitches and he didn't really see them. He just felt them his first two times to the plate today. This time, two pitches in this at bat that haven't looked to harm him, and a strikeout. Tough day at the office for Unangst. Beautiful pitch, maybe the nicest one thrown today by Harper for the first out. Deegan Davis 0 for 2 with a line out to right and then a fly out to right from the right-handed batter. So you get the left-handed pitcher who's been having a lot of arm side run, and then that one angled across the opposite side of the plate. But from my view, it looked like it was there, as this one's well off the plate. 2-0 to Deegan Davis, D-E-G-A-N, Davis. Andrew Wilford on deck. Wilford wearing number 4, twice as many on the back as Deegan Davis, number 2. This one is up and in. And so one count we really haven't seen today is a 3-0 count. I don't remember seeing one at all today. So this is the first time from Harper after the beautiful pitch to finish Unangst at bat. He has 3 balls and now a strike. Has taken all the way Deegan Davis. Davis 339 entering play today overall. 403 slugging percentage. 406 on base percentage. Strike 2. Davis hasn't walked much this year. 6 walks. 10 strikeouts. And 11. Another looking strikeout for Jaden Harper. And for Harper, he's got 5 Ks now on the day and 2 right here in this inning, as he's really feeling it now. Andrew Wilford, the 9 hitter in the order. And again, fans, the number 9 hitter is very rarely the poorest hitter nowadays without the pitcher in the lineup. Sometimes there was a weak hitting shortstop or a catcher at times down there at the number 8 spot. The number 9 would almost exclusively be the pitcher. This one popped up, and we'll tell you more about that 9 hitter when we have a chance, but this one is a fly ball to right field as the wind kind of picked up and people were scurrying around. It was Shaddix who made the play, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down, 2 strikeouts, adding to the total now 5 for Harper, and we've played 4.5 halfway through a regulation game here in Fremont, California. Triple C AA, Coast Conference South. It's Ohlone 6 and West Valley 5. What a game. With James Pearsall and Brian Lee and Sahid Sheriff, I'm Dan Harrington. Welcome to our humble broadcast here but a very exciting one. 6-5, Ohlone leads, and kind of backing away from the dinner table there is Brendan Comerford. Yesterday I had to say Brandon for Vargas, the outfielder for Laney, is having a nice season. And today it's Brendan, so I have to make sure I get my vowels right for these guys. Brendan Comerford, the number 4 hitter for Ohlone College. And with us lineup, it's quite an honor, if you will, to be that guy. BC takes a look at the second pitcher. Jones with the throw home, and it's fouled away. Comerford with a single and a second run scored in the first. And a really nice play, a line drive caught, leaving his feet to his left. Third baseman Ramirez robbed him of at least a single. This one is hit to right center field. Will it get down? It does. And it's going to be the right fielder who kind of gloves it behind him a bit, Logan Stelling. So a leadoff single, second hit of the game, 2 for 3 is Brendan Comerford, and here is Carson Burnett. Burnett on base twice. He's scored twice. He had a double. And he also walked. Here's the pitch. It is grounded just foul. And there's Billy Klontz making a play over there. Third base coach. Whose helmet is shinier? We were talking about that last game. It's definitely first base coach Stefan Valdez, right? Yeah. But Billy's is clean. Don't get me wrong. If he's standing in formation in the Army, he is not gigged up. He's okay. Carson Burnett, right-handed box, and curveball just low. Number 14 on the hill took over for number 9, Doby. Went 2 2/3. He's responsible for all the runs on the board for his defensive side. Here's the pitch. It is in there, first strike. So Jones was the secret weapon that coaches Hill, Hockey, Cruz, Brown, Karabatsos, Pelster, Lopez, and DeVoe had ready to go. I think they all schemed it up in a dark room somewhere in Saratoga. Here's the pitch. It is fouled off of the batter. He's okay. I think, no, he's hobbling a little bit as Miguel Richardson allows him to leave for a little walk. He seems to be okay. You know, Saratoga is where West Valley's from. This college started in 1963. Why is it that Saratoga's got a team called the Vikings? Swing and a miss, and down on strikes is Burnett. I mean, the Vikings, you'd think of not really so much as an inland, group through the years. They're seafarers, but whatever. I guess the V works with Valley. You got a double V, if you will, with a W. It kind of looks nice, maybe. Maybe it was the last one that, the last nice name that they had on their list. This one bounds away from the catcher. It's a wild pitch. And on to second is Comerford. So that's a wild pitch for Jones. So Anderson with a runner in scoring position. He has doubled in 2 in the first. He homered and drove in Burnett ahead of him in the third. This one low and away. 2-0 count, 1 away, bottom of the 5th here in Fremont with the wind, at least where we are in the plaza above the few rows of seats here behind home plate. The wind's really picking up, and there's a swing and a miss for Anderson. 2-1. This is nice knuckleball weather. That thing will really float around out here with this winds going right through that area between the batter and the pitcher on the plateau here. This one grounded to the right side. He is 3 for 3 is Anderson. And coming around third is Comerford. He is going to score as the throw is just a bit offline. That would have been some play at the plate had it been perfect. That's a lot to ask that right fielder to do. And Will Anderson has 5 RBI today there with a single to right field. What a day, that home run to deep center and then the double to right in the first inning. So now at score being 7-5, here's Nico Lombardi. And this one is just handled well enough, kind of dribbled, if you will, behind the dish by the catcher Davis. He's looking at his left wrist for a little guidance to make sure about this base runner, perhaps, and certainly about the batter Lombardi. He's been on base twice today on a single and a double, and he looks at one off the plate. Not a bad pitch. Good idea by Jones and Davis to see if Lombardi would fish there. Perhaps chumming the waters for this batter Lombardi. The flag's now going basically from right corner to left corner here. You don't normally see the winds in that kind of lineup on your meteorological map. But there they are. Ohlone with one more hit will be in double digits. They have 7 runs and 9 hits. 5 runs on just 3 hits for West Valley, though they have had some nice clouds today, and that thing took off on Jones. And Lombardi decided he'd be okay. He takes a nice deep breath, says, okay, now I'm going to go back to hit and forget he threw that one. There has to be some faith by the batter that the pitcher will not be overly wild, or else it changes the game quite a bit. Here's the set. The pitch fouled away and off the catcher, but not into the glove. Full count, 3-2, 1 away. That new scoreboard looks nice out there. Still going to get something on top of it at some point. A new design that will hide the buses going by a little better, perhaps. Ground ball, left side. It's going to be a really tough play. Able to gather it up at short is Bose, and he's out at first. Bose, what a play by the shortstop, James Bose, as he gets it over to Dylan Unangst, and every bit of his reach counted again there too, as Lombardi not slow for a catcher. You know, these guys haven't been playing into their 20s and 30s, so Lombardi able to move the runner to second in Anderson and put a star by the 6 there on that 6-3 put up. Tucker Beal takes a ball. I'm not a big fan of these wristbands with all the information on them, but they're definitely being employed by West Valley today. Jones took a look before the pitch, and I guess it had good information because of swing and a miss for Beal. Beal struck out, fouling it into the catcher Davis's mitt. He also was hit in the head. One of 2 players hit by pitches in the noggin today, 1 for each team. Here's the pitch. He bunts. It's a nice one. Can he get by the first baseman in time? And he did. He evaded the tag. And both umpires were able to have a look at it, as one would assume that West Valley will, since they're in their dugout, they do not have the angle that Richardson has. And I think Richardson's already kind of called him safe too. Let's just see what happens. As Farasa comes over to talk to his teammate, the runner, Anderson, moves to third. And I think it looks like the thinker position for the base umpire, Owens Farasa. And they're talking enough to make me think they're going to overturn this. We had a pretty decent angle over here. The dugout, not so good an angle, and perpendicular there. Let's see what happens. And now they're going to go talk to, for some reason, they're going to go talk to one of the Ohlone guys. So I wonder if he's going to ask permission or what? Okay, so you can get out of the way of the play. And so the base umpire is saying that they haven't made a call, but West Valley's running off the field. So they're going to call him out of the running lane. The running lane exists so you don't interfere with the throw from the catcher. It doesn't mean that you have to keep your feet in that running lane when there's no play being made from the catcher on a throw. And his upper body certainly was in the running lane. And it looks as though we're going to have that called a put out on a tag. And that was that the first baseman or the pitcher that tagged him on that play? It was the first baseman. A 3 unassisted is how that's going to be going down. And it's very strange because no umpire ever made the call. Well, okay, we'll give you the totals on that inning. It's 1 run, 2 hits for Ohlone, and no errors, 1 runner left on base. We played 5 full. It is 7-5 Ohlone with the lead over West Valley. At the plate to lead off for West Valley here in the 6th inning. And I think that might be the first time that I've ever seen an inning end without actually an out call like that being made. Every inning will end with an out call, right? Somewhere, umpire, giving a punch out, or the base umpire, giving the fist and the forearm saying somebody's out, and nobody actually did. They just went and talked to the head coach of Ohlone and said the guy was out. And there's a flare into left field, a base hit for James Bose. Didn't try to do too much with it. Still a nice sound, and a single for Bose to left field. He's been on 3 times today now. His 2nd hit of the day. He led off the game with a double. He's also scored twice, 1st and 4th runs. For the visitors, West Valley playing 2 of the 3 this year in 2024 at Ohlone. West Valley, what a nice season they're having. And this one it's kind of odd. The first base coach there, Gabe Cruz, didn't move at all. And I do believe he needs to get out of the way if he could stay there. But if the umpire rules that the fielder could have caught it, it would still be an out. So a pop-up, foul pop to the first baseman, Will Anderson, and Bose, B-O-S-E, over there at first base. He can hear very well. It doesn't have the sound-canceling feature, despite his last name. This one fouled off the batting complex. If you've never been here to Ohlone, I don't know if you want to hit a little bit. I don't think you really get to put any quarters over there at the batting complex, but maybe if you want to play for Ohlone, it's a really nice place to work on your craft. Set position, kick, and a throw, and I don't know where that missed. Don't know where that missed. He was not set up outside. He's a catcher. Every catcher's a right-hander. That glove was right there somewhere in the middle of that zone. That did not even miss a corner. Here's a pitch. There's a strike. So Doby at the plate. Yeah, and I didn't mention Ramirez has been really hitting well in the series. Cooled off his last 3 times up, and he has yet to get a hit. He walked and scored a 2nd run. Here, Doby scored the 5th run. 7-5 Ohlone leads. Ground ball to 3rd. Aspilcueta to 2nd for 1 to 1st, and it gets away. And he's going to try to get 2nd. He's going to get there, Will Doby. So Bose is out, 5-4. Then it's a fielder's choice and the error on the throw by Comerford. So there's 2 errors now, both made by Ohlone today. If I'm right about that, he's going back over there. I think he's just going to give some of the non-essentials to Coach Ruiz. And Coach Ruiz, at first he didn't get out of the way of that pop-up, and now he just throws all the gloves happenstance over to the dugout. And they have to be picked up like so much litter. Coach Ruiz, come on, man. You got those big pockets over there. You could have put all those gloves, batting gloves and sliding gloves and whatever else in there. I'm not sure what he had out there. He's got like a glove compartment. He didn't use it. First pitch is a strike to Ryan Lordier. Tough zone to throw to. Dobie, the second runner to reach base in the inning. Bose was put out on the fielder's choice that Dobie hit. Dobie gets second on the errant throw for the attempted double play. There's been one double play in the game, and that was on a line drive in the first by the West Valley defense. This one is a nice hooker by Crook. It's just inside. 2-1, 2 away. Ryan Lordier, Lordier. I guess it could be Lordier. If Montreal Expos were still around, perhaps it would be. We'll get a New Orleans team maybe for that name. Here's the pitch. It is just low and inside. And looking very confident is Ryan at the plate. As we said, Cappuccino grad, Millbrae, California. Lordier ready to hit. Here's the pitch. He hits one to right field pretty well. And Shaddix rounds around it and makes the catch. So he made that interesting and right. And for a second there, it looked like Lordier might be knocking in the 6th run of the game. As it turns out, no run score, 1 hit. Dobie left on at second. And no error. Well, actually, 1 error. Yes, the throw there was the second error of the game for Ohlone. Okay, we've played 5.5. It is remaining 7-5 on the board. And Ohlone with the lead on this broadcast from Ohlone College Broadcasting on YouTube. First pitch is going to be coming to Scotty Piper. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He grounds the ball to first, and I think it's ruled a foul ball. I want to give some people a shout out. Of course I do. Oh, okay. Gina Anderson, Linda Curran, good last name there for Ohlone Baseball. Maggie Hernandez, Omar Ramirez, and he's giving a shout out on our bipartisan broadcast. Yes, an Ohlone broadcast, but a good shout out to the Ramirez family as well. So hello to all of our Ohlone and West Valley fans. This one is grounded to second base. Able to get it on 4 hops and then not get it. Ryan Lordier has been so good on defense, and this time just a meek ground ball. It's kind of bounded too many times, and he was thinking about getting the speedy Piper at first base and Scotty beats it out, and that's an error, the first one of the game for West Valley. As thinking about throwing without the ball in hand or in glove was Lordier. This one bunted. It's going to be way high in the air, but foul. That lingered a while for all the fans and the defenders to think about it being caught, but it wasn't, as Gavin Shaddix is up there just with a strike. So Scotty Piper is a very good leadoff hitter, if you will, for the inning. He does bat ninth. This throw over to first by Jones, and he's back in. Yeah, Haichus are our candy of the day, and we, at least for one of our crew members, thinks it's a bit of an anti-allergen. It's kind of the Zyrtec of the candy family. This one is outside and low. Brian Lee says all he chewed were Haichus when he called San Francisco State Gators volleyball. And I didn't know they'd even let you have those in the Gator gym there, Brian. Oh, I guess you get an exception. A swing and a miss for Shaddix. No foul tip. That's all pure air around that ball to the glove of Davis. So a stolen base for Scotty Piper. So you get some exceptions. I guess they have some good eating acumen at San Francisco State. Some of these gyms, man, they're relentless about letting food in the gym. I apologize to Gavin for talking about food during his at-bat. That's a strikeout, and it's a foul tip into the glove. So the pitch before that, we were wondering on the strike and the stolen base if he had touched the ball with the bat. This time he did, but it's an out. First base was open if I could have gotten away, but it didn't. One away. Shattuck still looking to get his first hit of the day. And Matt Leiterman, same, looking for his first hit. 0 for 3 so far. Put the ball in play all 3 times. This pitch down low. Davis ends up squeezing that with the one-handed catcher's mitt. This game has evolved so much from that two-handed mitt and all the broken fingers for catchers to the one-handed mitt with Johnny Bench making it kind of the mitt of choice, although I'm sure someone else would have had he not. Different major leaguers helping develop that mitt, including Yogi Berra, who would have had something witty to say about that, no doubt. Probably like this glove works well when you have it on your hand. One count. Matt Leiterman. Here's the pitch. Grounded. Ramirez able to sky up and get the ball, and now he's got Piper in a rundown. 5 to 4 to 6 to 5. And Ramirez bounces off like a caught in a pinball machine, and he was the ball, and Piper was the bumper. So that's a fielder's choice. Leiterman, the new runner on base, and he's 90 feet behind where Piper was. As Piper kind of in no man's land, not going to blame him. 5-4-6-5 put out on Piper. 2 away. Nico Aspelcueta is going to come up, and he's announced, and then trip to the mound for Bobby Hill. So let's see if we got a microphone can hear what they're talking. No, we don't. We don't have the mound mic'd. That would be wrong. It would be interesting though, wouldn't it? I mean, if the teams knew that was going on, we could do that. Anyway, let me see if I can check our scoreboard today around the CCCAA. I keep alluding to it, and then I don't do it for you. For whatever reason, in Eureka, the game was postponed between College of the Redwoods and Butte. They might get part of that system that's coming in tomorrow already there. So for some reason, they're not playing today. Lassen beat Siskiyous in a 7-inning game, 17-2. Feather River has beaten Shasta 13-0. And the winners both at home. Aspelcueta steps in again. Marin defeated Yuba 15-0 up in Kentfield in Marin County. 15-0, Yuba with 2 hits. Los Medanos has gone out in front of Contra Costa, who actually led the game 1-0 early. Isaac Klein pitching well for starting for the Comets, but Los Medanos capitalizing since. 15-3 is the score against woebegone Contra Costa. Los Medanos leading that division with Marin. Sierra 1-0 lead on Folsom Lake. A final now. Sierra won 1-0. 4 hits in the game, 3 for Sierra. Here's the pitch. It's down low to Azpilicueta. 3-1. As Coach Hill might have said, pitch around this guy. More of interest to this conference. Cabrillo leads Monterey Peninsula 8-5. Monterey Peninsula needs to score 3 in the top of the 9th. Nico Azpilicueta lets that one go for ball 4. 2 for 3 on the day. Azpilicueta with a solo shot, home run in the first. A fly out on a great play by Wilford, the center fielder. And now Hill's going to come back out, and that'll be it for Jones. So he was trying to say, hey, if Azpilicueta goes after something on the fringes of the zone, hits a bad pitch, we'll let him do it. Otherwise, we'll give him first. So a nice day for Jones. He only gave up 1 run. And so Leiderman's now over at second and Azpilicueta at first, as the new pitcher coming in is Adrian Valdez out of Newark. No stranger to this area, our neighbor town, where there's a campus for Ohlone College in Newark as well. And let's take a look at the Coast Conference South standings while we're at it. And first I got to say, I don't care what your record is. Those logos look beautiful, don't they, everybody? Doesn't it look nice? With West Valley Vikings at 12-2, their logo doesn't stand out quite so well. I think that might be a Viking secret. They're trying to be stealth. And then you have Ohlone 10-4. Cabrillo, we just mentioned, is a couple outs away from winning that game against Monterey Peninsula. And they have really slugged it out, those two teams, for third place. And so it looks like Cabrillo is going to come out of this one if all things pan out for them. The 8-5 lead they have right now in the 9th. Hartnell 2-10, as well as Gavilan 2-10, and those are the conference marks. So everybody with at least 2 wins in the conference, and Hartnell has been a tough luck team this year, and Gavilan glad to have a couple of conference wins and simply to be back in the conference with Rob Sanchez at the helm, and T.C. Fairfield, the former Ohlone pitching coach over there as well, and making it happen. So they've all the teams in this conference have been competitive, that's for sure. So the final scores maybe not working out for a couple of them, but anyway, we go on with more scores. This is a slugfest. Yesterday, Laney lost 2-1 and had a pinch hitter, Cortez Garcia, punched out on a ball that was clearly a pitch that was clearly a ball with a runner on, trying to tie it up in the bottom of the 9th in Oakland. Today, Solano looking to finish the series with a sweep as the Falcons lead the Laney Eagles 13-12, and it's just the top of the 4th inning. And the gentlemen doing the game on the broadcast there, they're fun. They have a nice rap song if you ever want to watch the Solano broadcast. They have a rap song leading off the game that's written just for the team. So with that, they don't get any runs or hits for that rap song, but nonetheless, 13-12, that's something to check out. See how that one goes on today. Santa Rosa in the bottom of the 5th leads Modesto 5-1 in that crazy conference they've got. A lot of good teams over there in the Big 8. And most of these scores from SoCal, with the Skyline hosting Chabot. No score reported from San Bruno. And San Mateo leading Dianza in the bottom of the 3rd, 5-4 in a close contest. Fouled away right there for Brendan Comerford. Big at bat here with 2 away. Again, Ramirez playing a great third base, getting the lead runner's Piper. Leiderman on at second, Azpilicueta at first after the walk. Here's a pop-up, and it's fouled off the netting. Diablo Valley trying to get a win against San Joaquin Delta in a close game, the top of the 3rd, and Delta playing at home. The Mustangs lead the Vikings, a different type of Viking, DVC, 2-0. Lassen and Siskiyou's plays, they're underway now. No report up there. I believe they're underway now. We don't know about the weather in far northern California. And Fresno City is beating Reedley 1-0. I don't know why I told you that, but why not? Somebody might be interested. Looked like a good game midway through. 1-0. Fresno City over Reedley. You're up to date on the Northern California scores, and hopefully you keep checking them out at cccaa.org, cccaa.org. 1-2 count, and it's lined. Oh, what a play! Did he catch that? He did. He kept the glove on with the ball in it as he put his hat on the infield turf. And Brendan Comerford, how many times can a guy get robbed? I mean, he's still 2 for 4 on the day, but he was robbed by Ramirez in the third, and now he's robbed to end the 6th inning without a run scoring for the Renegades in this frame. No runs on no hits, the first error of the game by the Vikings, and 2 runners left on base. Through 6, it's been a really fun game. If you like baseball, even more fun. If you don't know baseball, hope you're liking this one. It's 7-5. Ohlone, stick with it. You're going to learn more. It's going to be a great finish, I promise, on the Ohlone College Broadcasting YouTube channel. Wong, Stelling, and Unangst are the 3 scheduled hitters for West Valley. Carter Wong stepping up to that right-handed batter's box. Kind of walks up there like he's about to go off a diving board. And Carter Wong today is 2 for 3. And this one is a slow bounder to the right side. Comerford with the underhand pitch to Anderson for the first out. A 4-3 putout of Carter Wong, now 2 for 3 on the day. 2 singles for the kid from Honolulu. Logan Stelling up there now looking for his first hit. He was punched out his last time. Actually, he swung and missed. Not to give you the illusion that he didn't swing. He did strike out in the 4th, and before that in the 3rd, a grounder to short and Beal. And in the 1st, a grounder to Comerford at 2nd. This one is a swing through, and it's 0-2. As Jaden Harper continues his work into the 7th inning. Here's the pitch, and it's headed kind of more at me. If that netting wasn't there as well as Lombardi's glove, I'd be in big trouble. Nice fastball, though nowhere near the strike zone, 1-2. Just letting it fly that time, the left-hander. Harper. Swing and a miss. Strikeout of Stelling the 2nd time that's happened with this combination of Harper on the hill and Stelling in the box. 2 away in the 7th. Ohlone hoping they're 1 batter away from take me out to the ball game. Dylan Unangst wants to get on base. He's been on base twice today, both times hit by pitch. And then I think maybe the nicest pitch we've seen Harper throw all day was the looking strikeout of Unangst in the 5th. Here's a strike 2. Back in there with those black spikes, the gray pants with the orange stripe down the side, and the orange tops with the blue stripes. Here's the pitch. Trying that same combination, trying to angle it to the outside of the strike zone, and well off the plate that time. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away here in Fremont. Ohlone trying to get out of this 1-2-3. No, they're not going to. This one is lined to left and off of the glove Man, I could not believe he'd even gotten close to that one. Carson Burnett, great extension, a great try. It is a double for Dylan Unangst. As I might have jinxed that at bat. Coach Hockey going out to grab some of the handwear from Unangst. Unangst. I'm kind of going between Unangst and Unangst. I'm gonna have to figure that one out. I've got to work on my vowels in my European languages too. That name. Double to left field. Well struck ball by the left-handed hitting Unangst, but almost the prettier catch by Carson Burnett in left. Runner in scoring position. A little more trouble than the previous at bat. Deegan Davis trying to make Ohlone pay for the extension of the inning. And the Renegades have Ben Thompson getting loose in the pen. Good situation for Ben if Harper needs him. Here is the lefty's pitch, and it gets away. That's a wild pitch. Lombardi, I think it's wild because Lombardi looks to the pitcher like he didn't throw the pitch he was expecting. That was a fastball that went by everybody. Kind of went in the crook between the glove and the forearm and then the rest of the body for the catcher and right by the umpire, Richardson. This is low for some reason. It's not called a strike, and Deegan Davis kind of calls it for everyone. So that one just down low, according to Richardson at the plate. First and second, again, Ohlone not going to complain too much. They just wanted to save some of Harper's pitches, maybe if he's going to go to the eighth. With Thompson warming up in the pen, thanks to the eyes of Brian Lee and James Pearsall, we have that information, and maybe this is it for him no matter what. As a matter of fact, this might be the last batter, as this one is a strike to Andrew Wilford, who says that was down. Davis stands at 6 foot. Wilford stands at 6 foot. So if that pitch that Davis took was a ball, then that one starting off the at-bat to Wilford should have been as well. As it is, the count now 0-2, and Wilford's really got to fight some pitches, and he does, and he fights it up the middle, and it's through for a base hit. 2-strike hitting for Andrew Wilford brings in Dylan Unangst. And it's now 7-6, Ohlone. Base hit to center field. And Wilford with his first RBI of the day. And they're going to, it looks like, have Harper continue on. 7-6 is the score, as Saheed Sheriff wants to know for everyone back in Sierra Leone. No players from Sierra Leone on either roster, by the way, today. We do have one on our roster here for Ohlone College Broadcasting. Here's the pitch. It's down low, and it may or may not have skimmed the turf as Lombardi gathers it in. Davis, the catcher, is out there at second base as the base runner after walking. And Andrew Wilford, after driving in Unangst from second, is on at first, with his first single of the day to go with a hit by pitch and a walk and a fly out to right. And this one is in there for a strike to James Bowes. He's scored twice. He's got 2 hits in his 3 times officially at bat. 1 additional plate appearance, a hit by pitch in the 4th. Fouled away. Both the West Valley fans cheering for their batter on the strike. They like the effort, and the Ohlone fans in attendance, as the stands are pretty much full all around here. I'm not saying they're the biggest grandstands you'll find, but they are full all around. They go from dugout to dugout. Here's the set by Jaden Harper, and the pitch fouled away again. So showing that he's got the ability to fight off those pitches on the outside portion of the plate or just off, James Bowes. Certainly the kind of crafty batter you want in the leadoff position. Haven't seen a pinch hitter yet today is Alan Ramirez. We would not assume would be pinch hit for. Doing well on defense and one of their offensive leaders on deck. James Bowes grounds one through the hole, the right side, a base hit. And storming around third is Deegan Davis. The throw to the plate is going to be dropped at very close range by Will Anderson, who realized he did not have a play. And it fell out of the heel of the glove, but there was not going to be a chance to get Davis at home, charging all the way around. He read that well off the bat. And this game is tied. And Andrew Wilford's over at third base, 90 feet away from this two-out rally becoming one where West Valley would take the lead. They've already tied the game with 2 runs and 2 hits in the inning.
Keep it moving.
Pardon me. 2 runs and 3 hits. Bowes with that single to right. Wilford's being to center. This one is fouled over the batting cage over there to the left. It's not really a batting cage. It's a double tunnel without a wall inside, so it gives you a lot of space to work on different types of hitting, but certainly you can extend the cage out there and have a couple different tunnels for hitting for Ohlone. Alan Ramirez is ready to hit right here on the field, and a lob over to first base. Remember, you got a runner at third in Wilford, as he's getting some guidance from Kai Hockey. And Gabe Cruz, the first base coach, continues to just kind of stand there with his hands in his big blue jacket, buffeting from the wind, coming at him fiercely. Nothing to block the wind from him. Here's the pitch. It is the catcher, Nico Lombardi, blocking that one with the chance of that going through the 5-hole and either hitting the umpire or going somewhere else around the backstop. Alan Ramirez at the plate is 0 for 3 with a walk. He scored a run in the first. He's looking to do some damage now after 2 great games offensively against Ohlone. He takes a fastball for a strike. Harper seems to have 2 ways to go with the speed, cutter outside or pure fastball angled in. That time it was the second. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss on an outside fastball. The cutter from Harper as he crosses the third base line and gets congratulated by his catcher and teammates as they scamper off the field with no more damage done. The second time Ramirez has struck out today, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. And there were 2 runs scoring. Wilford left at third, Bowes left at first. In the inning, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left. So it's a tie game between West Valley and Ohlone going to the bottom of the 7th here in Fremont. We'll be right back on Ohlone College Broadcasting on the YouTube channel you're watching. Adrian Valdez came in to get that line out to shortstop, and what a great play that was, without which at least one run would have scored for Ohlone in the 6th. He came in relief of Jake Jones, and Jones went 3 innings and gave up 1 run. And that one was earned. So all 7 runs that Ohlone scored today have been earned runs, while for West Valley, 4 of the 7 have been. Here's a pitch from Valdez, and it almost hits the batter. It's a ball. As Carson Burnett, Will Anderson, and Nico Lombardi are scheduled 5, 6, and 7 for the Renegades. 7-7 in the 7th. Here's the pitch. It's a slow grounder to Ramirez, and the low throw can't be scooped. So that's going to be the second error of the day for West Valley, and the first time we've seen a misplay by Ramirez, who's been exceptional. This time he just didn't put enough on that throw. He kind of had the same speed of the throw as the ball was hit to him. I was going to come up with a new word for that one. It was skloffed to third. But came up with something that worked in the English language. And Will Anderson is going to come up with a runner at first. Will he bunt or will he hit? He has been such a great hitter today. One would think the second as he looks at the first pitch for a ball. Anderson doubled in the first and would later score the 4th run after driving in 2 on that play. He homered in the 3rd with a runner on, and he singled in the 5th. So you also know, fans, there's something else called a cycle out there. And Anderson can motor a little bit, so we'll see. With 5 RBI in the day, he's not going to get a triple on this one. It's a slow bounder. Ramirez decides to go get Anderson at first base, and he does. So moving to second base, it's not all bad news on that at bat for Anderson, as he's put out for the first time today, 5-3. And the good news is Burnett moves to second base. So Nico Lombardi is going to be up as Anderson gives him a little bit of advice, or just tells him where they're going to eat after the game. Lombardi is 2 for 3, and he'd be 3 for 3 if not for another nice play out there at shortstop by Bose. Really nice play on a 6-3 putout his last time up. Single and a double. But he has not scored yet today. He's driven in 1. 7-7, 9 hits for Ohlone, 7 hits for the Vikings, who came back to tie it in the last half inning earlier in this inning, the 7th here in Fremont. A nice relaxed look by Valdez as our canopy makes some threatening sounds, scraping on the ground with its metal legs. And we're getting the most gusts today we've had. These gusts are disgusting. Is that where it comes from? And a throw to second and a nice play. Valdez trying to get it to his second baseman, Lordier. What's some MPH on that gust there, Brian Lee? 21 miles per hour, steady as she goes here on land for Vikings and Renegades. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss for Nico Lombardi. He didn't like that. Kind of clenched the shoulders towards his head there. But he has one more strike to go, and he'd like to put the ball in play with a 1-2 count. Valdez throws, fouled away. Valdez, we said, is out of Newark, played at Newark Memorial. And the freshman playing nearby. Saratoga's not that far from Fremont. It's kind of a neat rivalry at both sides of the bay, kind of the same spot on the west and east sides. Equidistant from San Jose or Alviso, if you like. 1-2 pitch coming. Valdez, oh man, beautiful pitch, strike 3. I thought it was a little bit high though, and Nico Lombardi did too. He is bummed because Nico Lombardi is not as tall as, say, the next hitter, Tucker Beal. So the umpire, Richardson, called him out. It was a beautiful pitch thrown to where the glove was, but kind of thinking about it a little more, that probably was a high pitch. Lombardi was right to take it, except for the fact that he's out. So 2 away. Tucker Beal trying to get that runner in from second. It had something blow in his eye there. Something blew in his eye. Now it's going to be an offensive conference, at least for him. It's going to be Coach Curran out there with a shorter haircut, and Billy Klontz, the third base coach. And now moving over there and getting there is Carson Burnett, as he has initially turned towards those brand new flags out there in right, signifying the various championships won by the Renegades and some other factoids as well. The Final Four included 2 years ago, 36 straight regular season wins before I believe it was Marin and then Los Medanos each got one out of a 3-game series. And then Feather River came in, and Ohlone took care of them in 2 and went off to Folsom Lake. Well, this time it's bounded to Ramirez, who side gloves it and throws to first base for the out on Tucker Beal. So in the inning, it started off with the error by Ramirez, but then he's able to redeem himself with 2 nice plays on ground balls by Anderson and Beal. The strikeout, questionable one at that, of Lombardi here in the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. We've played 7. It is 7-7. 7 up here in Fremont. We'll be right back on the Ohlone College Broadcasting YouTube channel. Sure? It's not. It's not. New pitcher for Ohlone is Ben Thompson. He warmed up, and in fact, he is going to come into this game. He wasn't just getting work. He is ready to pitch for some real work here. And let's hope it's not on-the-job training. The kid from Westlake High School in Austin, Texas. Righty throws off the plate, and we're 2-0. To the leadoff man, Jace Doby. He is the pitcher that West Valley has gotten off the hook now with a tie game at 7-7, and he has popped it up. And Beal called for it. He's way over to the third base spot as it's really blowing around here. West of the range that includes Mission Peak. And the wind is just really moving around. It's hard to tell exactly. That flag seemed to match up somewhat where Beal thought he had that one as it's hit into the air towards the shortstop position. He caught that literally right in front of third base. Here's the pitch. It's off the plate, but it's called a strike. So I think that fastball was a little bit off, but getting the paint job is Ben Thompson. And this one is hit off the netting and quickly 0-2. So he started 2-0 and got the pop-up of Doby. Doby, again, Doby and Ramirez very hot coming into this contest, and neither one of them has got a hit today. Doby did reach base on an error and a walk ahead of Lordier, who has walked himself and is otherwise 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. Curveball popped up. Will that stay in? It's blowing towards the dugout, and It's off of the netting. So immediately called foul with the safe sign is Miguel Richardson standing right there. Almost gave him a Native American name. Richard standing right there. It's a good name. I like it. Ryan Lordier back in there again. 2-2, and we had a flinch back here. Oh, we had a flinch. I saw that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I was guarded by this monitor next to me. Fastball low. Full count now as Lordier has given strength to a possible second walk of the day. Thompson doesn't want that to happen, and he throws it over everything. Hits the bull. Ball 4, and Lordier walks as base on balls is normally called, and now starts jogging at first. So a bookend possibly for his day if he doesn't see another at bat here in the forthcoming action, as Carter Wong at the plate now is 2 for 4. 2 singles. And Coach Curran says that that's not accurate. And now they're going to talk about it on the field. As Lordier, when he looked, he wasn't really looking at the pitch. Maybe he was looking to say, hey, that's not the right count. As your announcer cheated off the board. And now the base umpire and the home plate umpire both go talk, and he's like, no way, man. No way, he's saying. We will, of course, be able to go back in history and find these and make sure that what the count is. I don't know if we can do it right now, though, huh? Can you hear my voice go and back it up a little bit and see where we are? No? If we back it up, it'll be like a dump truck, Dan. We're not doing it for you, man. We're not letting that garbage out of the truck, man. Well, let's take a look at some other scores, shall we? Los Medanos, again, 13-2 over Contra Costa now. So Contra Costa's good start fails them. And Marin went off and beat Yuba 15-0 today in that Bay Valley. And then that 13-12 game with Solano and Laney, no new scoring update. So it was a 6th inning for that one, the last we saw. More importantly for this conference, Cabrillo did go on to beat Monterey Peninsula 8-5. So Cabrillo with, if you like to pronounce it with the L's, 16 hits and 7 hits for Monterey. There was no error in that contest. And for Cabrillo, Nicholas Madrigal went 2 for 4, 2 for 5 for Matt Morrison. And Truett Ross, the DH, 1 for 3. Each of those guys had an RBI. Anthony Karianopoulos had 2 RBIs to Nick Erickson. We're back and getting on base with a hit instead of a walk. Ryan Lordier didn't want that walk, and he's on at first with a solid single off of Thompson with 1 away. So Ohlone's home side got the call. I think they got it right based on the reaction from Lordier. So he's on at first base. Carter Wong. Now, as we prior introduced him, now he is up there for real with Lordier at first. 1 away in the 8th inning, 7-7 tie Ohlone and West Valley in this one, as the catcher Lombardi slides out on his leg gear, shin guards, kind of a double toboggan out into that left-handed batter's box to get that one. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. It is in there for a strike. Wong They said that's the bottom of the zone. Carter Wong, pretty tall guy. .61 and lines it off of the glove of Comerford, and it's going to be a base hit. It's a single. That ball really got out there. I don't think that's going to be called an error. Did they call that an error? I think maybe they did call that an error. Does that say the third error up on the board? Yeah, since it touched his glove. That, I don't know. They might rethink that one, but it's going to be an error on Comerford on the catch. So moving to second base is Lordier. And first and second with the one away, and a curveball just off the plate to Logan Stelling. Stelling has struck out his last 2 times up, and he grounded out the first 2. One of the fans yells, "The fastball's coming." Let's see, he's right. It's a curveball. He wasn't, and it's a strike. 1-1. Why not guess if you've got a good situation? Maybe the batter did guess at that one. So, runners on base, 1 in scoring position. This one off. 2-1. Ben Thompson looking to come through on the hill and throw maybe a 2-ball. ERA coming in at 7.04. 22 strikeouts and 17 walks coming in. And this one is ball 3. Thompson got the pop-up, and it was a rough path for the shortstop to get that one right in front of third base bag. These winds picking up. You don't want to leave this game up to the winds. And a swing and a miss there for Stelling. Full count. Thompson would like to take care of this one himself with 2 guys on and 1 out. Dylan Ungangst on deck, and he doubled his last time up. He's been on base 3 times. Here's the pitch. Swing, a hit into short center field. Kind of baby stepping it in is Piper, and he makes the catch. Piper didn't want that to get behind him, so he had to take slight steps in. As he negotiated center field, he made that catch of the high fly by Logan Stelling, and there's 2 away with Lordier and Wong on at second and first respectively. Dylan Unangst, the left-handed batter, the right-handed throwing Thompson. Curveball for a strike. Home plate umpire Miguel Richardson agrees, confidently pointing towards the West Valley dugout, as he will do as well when Ohlone's up. Owen Sferrasa at his umpiring station in front of the shortstop Beal and the runner Lordier. Here's the pitch. It is fouled away to the left and towards the security building and Hyman Hall. I heard no sirens, so it didn't hit a car, I don't think, for our great police force here at the Ohlone campus. Also covering Newark in points in between. Dylan Unangst at the plate with an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Curveball just got a piece. Got a piece of Unangst, got a piece of the skull cap of Lombardi as well. He's okay. Unangst can feel the game's weight with 14 runs scored, 7 apiece per team, the Vikings and the Gades. Thompson taking a long time, and he turns to throw to second, and he doesn't have to. He got off the plate, disengaged the pitcher's plate, and now he's back up there on the top of the hill. Not bad. Not bad. I'm not sure if there was really a play on or if he just wanted to break the rhythm. Unangst on the day is 1 for 2 and has been hit by pitch twice. This time Lombardi gets away with the mask quickly, does so that it doesn't hit the umpire Richardson as well. That always helps your relations. Don't want to strike the umpire with a mask. This is not ultimate frisbee for the third team. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Unangst looks and fouls it away again as Thompson is pounding the strike zone. Saheed Sheriff doing a great job on the camera. No pressure, Saheed. Learning and enjoying the game of baseball ever so more. A great camera crew. Getting the sports broadcasting experience here as Unangst lines one foul. Got a couple hops on the infield and by Anderson. And one of the fellas for West Valley, we can't see his number, he's going down to get that ball. More than likely a pitcher for what he's wearing. As Unangst, this is the longest at bat of the day. A lot of pitches in yet a 1-2 count. Ready, waiting, pitch, fouled away again. Looks like the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Bat on the shoulder, then off. Steady as she goes for the batter. Thompson delivers, just misses. Nice pick there by Lombardi. Frame job didn't work out. And that pitch would work for somebody less tall. Unangst, 6'2", one of the taller Vikings. Only a couple guys taller, maybe 4 guys taller than him on the team altogether. And a curveball winds around the plate. Doesn't get the front side of the plate. It sure looked nice, though. So we've got a full count and pitch number 12 from Thompson to Unangst. Here it is. Swing, and it's fouled and not caught by Lombardi. As the runner at second, Lordier took off. He was a quick jump, and Wong a little less of a jump, but still moving to second base. The runners in motion with the bases, with the 2 on the bases, them being there with a full count. Here we go, and it's a swing and a foul again. I feel like that character from Sesame Street now. I should have been counting from pitch 1, but I think this is number 14. Dylan Unangst and Ben Thompson locked up with Nico Lombardi catching. This one popped up, and it is a foul ball, and it blows all the way past the eucalyptus and the pepper trees to the left. Unangst at the plate. Pitch 15 or 16 right here. And it's ball 4. What a battle, and can't blame Thompson for that. That was just some great batsmanship from Unangst. We'll count him again for maybe a YouTube video. You can get your own little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, what have you. That was a lot of time, but it was still very interesting for the real fan. A walk loads the bases as Lordier moves to third, and Wong moves to second ahead of Unangst, and a strike taken by Deegan Davis. Usually after a long at-bat like that, the next batter will strike quickly, but striking first is the pitcher Thompson. Here it is, curveball, strike 2. He's not letting the last at-bat affect this one, or the last plate appearance. Unangst, what a battle there. Who would have known it'd go that far? Deegan Davis at the dish, looks at a pitch just off the plate. They were going for the swing, and Davis did not comply. He walked last time up and scored the 7th run. the run that tied this game and got Doby off the hook as a starter for West Valley. Jones only allowing 1 run, and Valdez none so far. As this side of things, it's only been 2 pitchers. Harper going 7, and West Valley kind of catching up on his watch as he gives up 4 earned, 4 earnies for Harper, but he pitched brilliantly today. And Thompson now trying to keep the Vikings from scoring, and this one just misses high. And again, it's a full count. A full count here in the brisk wind. Sunny day. It looks warm on the screen, perhaps where you're watching this one on your TV or device. Here's the pitch. It's ball 4, and a run walks in as the dugout for the Vikings suddenly gets warmer as they take the lead 8-7. An RBI for Deegan Davis, his second walk in a row, and the second batter walked in a row in the inning. Wong moves to third, and Unangs to second. Davis on at first. Wilford the batter, the number 9 hitter. Did he go? He did. It's called by the home plate umpire. The base umpire out there on the shortstop side of second. It's a really rough angle for him. So calling it at home on the swing is Richardson, and this time it's fouled away off the netting, and we've got, again, 2 strikes to start off an at-bat. Thompson needs to get that finished pitch. He's gone for the swing and a miss with a pitch out of the zone earlier. Let's see if that's the case today now. As he goes for a fastball, that one does tail away, and it's 1-2. The visitor now with a lead. Ohlone with 6 outs in regulation, if you will. The 8th and 9th. 1 left in the 8th here for the Vikings. And now again off the plate. 2-2. The curveball doesn't work for what he wanted. Ohlone confident to try to get the batter to swing at something not worthy, and Wilford singled his last time and had an RBI. This time fouls it back, and again that netting helps the fans know that they're protected. As getting the ball that time, Kieran Subramanian, the pitcher for Ohlone, grabs it from behind the dirt circle. Here's the pitch from Thompson, grounded to third as Paqueta stays down, and he makes the play unassisted to get Unangst at third, and Wong, he crosses the plate, but that one doesn't count for the Vikings. Fielder's choice by Wilford ends the 8th. Hit hard, but right at the third baseman as Paqueta. They get 1 run, do the West Valley Vikings, to take the lead on how many hits? 1 hit as well. And in the inning, there was 1 error, and 3 runners were left on base. An unearned run on the watch of Thompson makes it 8-7, going to the bottom of the 8th. 8-7, West Valley leads Ohlone here in Fremont. We'll be right back on the YouTube channel of Ohlone College Broadcasting. Stay with us. Bottom of the 8th, Ohlone for the first time today is trailing, other than that first inning. West Valley scored 2, and then Ohlone quickly scored 4. They want to use that same kind of medicine, if you will, here in the 8th inning with Scotty Piper leading things off. This one popped, skied foul to the left. Souvenir for somebody, perhaps, unless they're, would like to bring it back to get reused. That would be really cool. But when it hits the asphalt, it sounded like it may have hit the asphalt on that walkway out there. That would be a done deal for that ball. This one hit hard, and what a nice sliding play by the shortstop and a dig at first base. Man, Scotty Piper has hit the ball well overall today, and he had an error on the ground ball last time up. This time a 6-3 put out. Let's put a star by both. The pick at first base by Unangst, and the nice kind of sliding to his left play to stay behind it. James Bose, the shortstop. Bose to Unangst, 1 away. Piper retired. Gavin Shaddix is the batter. No pinch hitter. Shaddix up there ready to make it happen. He did strike out the last 2 times up. Valdez's pitch is put over the third baseman and down the left field line. Gavin Shaddix has a double that started on an infield hop very close to him. But he hammered that so hard into the turf that Ramirez had no chance at the ball. And the first step, if you will, for the left fielder on that play would be that that's a ground ball to the infielder. It wasn't. It's a double for Gavin Shaddix. His first hit on the day, 1 for 4 with a walk. And infield double, if you will. It's didn't stay in the infield, but it's certainly like L.A. Dodger fans would say Chavez Ravine hop off of that hard surface they have clay-wise in front of home plate historically. But Shaddix on at second, and the first pitch is wide to Matt Leiterman, who wants to tie it up right here. Leiterman is 0 for 4, reached base last time up on a fielder's choice. This one is outside too. Adrian Valdez, this is his second full inning. He did finish up the 6th on that line out. That wonderful catch by Bose to retire Comerford in the 6th. He is 3-0 on the season. This one is grounded to Bose. Throws strongly to first, a little bit high, and caught there by Unangst. And 2 away as Shaddix had the slip on him and knew that there'd be no chance for him to be put out at third. He gets over there on the ground ball. Not recommended for all runners, but Shaddix, his secondary lead, that he was practically in line with that ground ball as it got into the glove of Bose, and he made it over to third. So Azpilicueta now, 4 fingers. They don't want any part of Azpilicueta. Probably a smart decision, but Brendan Comerford is no slouch either up there at the plate. So Matt Leiterman grounds out, and Shaddix moves to third. Azpilicueta goes to first, and now let's see what they want to do. Coach Hill talking with his players. In that game between Monterey Peninsula and Cabrillo, Cabrillo scored 8 runs before Monterey Peninsula started scoring in the 7th. So really going away was Cabrillo in that one. Just to make sure you're up to date on that action. We don't have any other news to report between the other 2 teams in the conference. They being Hartnell and Gavilan playing today. So Brendan Comerford at the plate after the intentional walk to Azpilicueta. Average speed at first, good speed at third. Let's see if one gets away from the catcher maybe, and this one's fouled away. Getting a piece of that one is Comerford. Shaddix will not hesitate unless it's very close to the catcher to try to score. And he's getting a little message again from Billy Klontz. As Valdez, I'm not sure if that was a sign or maybe a clearing of the nostrils on the mound. Anyway, hey, it's all guts and glory here. Here's the pitch. It is up high. Another fastball with a tail. 2 for 4 is Comerford, and he could very well be 4 for 4 with some RBI today. If not for a great play on a line drive by Ramirez in the third and by Bose at short in the sixth. 2 line drive putouts. Valdez looks for quite a while, throws a curveball that just misses. I think that was in there. That had part of the plate, I thought, but good take nonetheless by Comerford. 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 away. Everyone taking their warrior stance positions on the field, including the base umpire Sferrasa on the second baseman side of second, and this curveball is in there for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes to one of the team leaders in hitting. Comerford came in with a .357 average and 9 home runs. Azpilicueta has his 12th today. As he starts to go to second base, and he is kind of doing a little jazz step out there, a little jazz routine, as he makes it to second base finally. Kind of heard dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun on the way to second. Azpilicueta on at second. Shaddix at third. The pitch to Comerford is up high. Good take again, and that's a tough take, but he did it. And now it's 3-2. And Valdez really wanted that pitch. Kind of looked like he had a hurt side on that one. Not happy, and Richardson telling the West Valley dugout to kind of calm down a little bit. I don't hear too much from him, but maybe he heard something he didn't like. Full count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. It's outside, ball 4. And so Carson Burnett, who is as secret a weapon as you can get, he would be quite a team leader on another club in this conference or in the CCCAA somewhere in the state. And he is a team leader here too, numerically behind a couple of the guys in front of him. But Carson Burnett is the kind of guy you want up here right now. Number 21 steps in there. Bat windmilling a bit, now ready behind him. Here's the pitch from Valdez. It's up high. Ohlone trying to perhaps have a similar run score as in the top half of the inning where Deegan Davis walked, forcing in Ryan Lordier. As our canopy starts moving around a bit over our heads, a very high gust of wind, and this one is off the netting. That gust of wind had to be at least 30 right there, huh? That was quite something. It's going to be hard to pull your attention away from the game, but how much will the wind affect these participants on the field? A lot of them wearing short sleeves. Very few long sleeve shirts out there today. Carson Burnett up there with a 1-1 count after the foul ball. Here's the pitch. It's high. Another fastball that Valdez is hoping he'll get a swing through from a less patient hitter. Those are very successful for guys who are just up there free swinging. But not so with a guy watching him go by. Burnett still with his finger on the trigger now. Here's the pitch, and it's inside and hits him. He tried to get out of the way. He didn't, and he is successful with an RBI on the hit by pitch. Coming in is Gavin Shaddix. Had the double, moved over on the ground out by Leiterman with 2 outs. And Azpilicueta intentionally walked, Comerford walks. And now the hit by pitch of Carson Burnett. And Ohlone putting themselves in position with an 8-8 tie to possibly go ahead They don't want to play the bottom of the ninth if at all possible. That would mean they win. Will Anderson at the plate. On a very hot day, he swings and fouls it away. Not hot in temperature. It's 62 now. Start off at 65, but these gusty winds ahead of a storm coming tomorrow, maybe late tonight, depending on where you are in the Bay Area. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. So Valdez is happy. He finally gets a swing through from somebody. Not that he's been hit hard at all. It's just guys watching him go by for more advantageous counts and walks. It's a hit by pitch by Burnett. Ties it up here in the bottom of the eighth. Aspequeta short lead at third. Comerford off at second. Fouled away and just out of the glove. Man, Deegan Davis wanted that one. He almost as quickly as the ball had got to his glove, slammed his glove with his right fist, as he really wanted that. And there's really not much a human can do to control where that glove is, but he almost had it in the right spot for a very rapidly hit foul ball straight back by Will Anderson. Here's the pitch again, pounding the strike zone, and this time getting strike three. Not denied as he kept throwing strikes. Valdez gives up 1 run on the hit by pitch in the inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left for Ohlone. We're tied going to the 9th inning in what is a classic series and game 3 here. It is Ohlone and West Valley tied at 8 going to the 9th on the Ohlone College Broadcasting YouTube channel. Leading off the 9th inning is James Boast, followed by Alan Ramirez and Jace Doby. Here's the pitch from Thompson. It's in there for a strike, fastball. Thompson has been good at getting ahead of the guys, and then the strategy to have him swing through something that's not a great pitch hasn't worked. But now, even up, Thompson, pitcher of record for Ohlone. Valdez, pitcher of record for West Valley. Both teams now in double digits and left on base. This one fouled away. Ohlone leaving 3 on, went from 7 to 10 in the last half inning. West Valley has left 13 on base. James Bowes on the day scored twice. He's been on every time. This is his 6th at-bat. And this one is up the middle. It's going to be a tough play. Beal able to glove it in front of the second base bag, and he gets him at first base. James Bowes is like putting him where they ain't, and this time Beal was able to move in there. Hard left, and then a throw across his body in front of second base bag and gets it over to Will Anderson. Put a star on that one, as Bowes almost had his 4th hit of the day. And this one is in there for a strike. You can hear the Renegades in their dugout, a chorus of yays. And a curveball for a strike. These ones are easy to call. Some of those ones on the sides and tops and bottom of the zone where Richardson was having his problems, this one is definitely Not so. Thompson, a curveball, grounded to Comerford, over to Anderson, 2 away. Does West Valley have any more hits left today? They need to get somebody on base. They've scored without hits today, but they would like maybe Jace Doby to reenact one of his home runs from earlier in the series. Coming into action today, 7 home runs and 10 doubles for Doby. He has yet to triple this year. He has not got a hit today, and Ramirez before him as well. So shutting down the 2 and 3 hitters who were very successful. Ohlone today, the 3 pitchers. And this one gets away from the catcher Lombardi, but he keeps it away from the umpire. Richardson not harmed by it at all as it's gathered up by Adrian Castaneda out of Clovis's Buchanan High. He hustles back to the Ohlone dugout, and this one a curveball. I think he went. They're going to ask, and he did. That's a strike there. Evening the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. With the 2 up there for the outs on that new, brand spanking new ballpark green scoreboard. This one grounded over to Will Anderson at first. It's a fair ball, easily gloved. He touches the bag and gives a nice side 5 to his pitcher, and once again a pound for him too as the teammates come pouring out for Ben Thompson for his 1-2-3 9th inning. We're going to play 9 or we're going to play extras here, one way or the other. The score is 8-8. Ohlone and West Valley in this Coast Conference South contest. We'll be right back on the YouTube that you're watching, wherever you're watching your device or your television. We're glad you're with us on YouTube on the Ohlone College Broadcasting Channel. Just want to make sure we've got the latest information for you, fans. And here we are with Nico Lombardi, the catcher, at the plate. Swing, and he wanted to end the game right there. Swing and a miss for Lombardi. He singled in the first, RBI. He doubled in the third, was left stranded. A beautiful play by Bose at short, and this one's fouled away. Gave him the second out in the books in the 5th, and then a strikeout looking in the 7th on what was probably a high curveball. A little bit away from the strike zone, but it was tailor-made, tailor-ordered by the catcher and delivered by Valdez, who's still working, and this one is just off. They wanted that one there, too. They wanted both the low curveball and the high curveball they had the last time he was up. Can't get both. Can you? You shouldn't. The canopy for us started to blow away, which can be dangerous for the equipment and those of us who are not wearing helmets here. Here's the pitch and the lookout. Fastball up and in. Valdez really with some run side comeback towards the right-handed hitter on that fastball. Possibly his most heat of the day. but also a ball. 2-2. This one hit high. It's hit deep. Nico Lombardi throws the bat away, and it is gone. A home run. The Ohlone Renegades have swept the West Valley Vikings, and they've done so on the home run by Nico Lombardi. We thought on that first swing that he wanted to do that, and he does so on the 5th pitch of the at-bat. A 2-2 home run for Nico Lombardi. There will be no at-bat for Tucker Beal or Scotty Piper, and they don't care. They're pumping it up. Yes, fans, Nico Lombardi. Home run for Nico Lombardi. Spell it with a K. Nico with his 6th home run of the season. And that does it for the contest. The 9th run on the 11th hit for Ohlone. And the team's coaches shaking hands out there. What a well-coached series this was. And these two teams have been amazing all year. The Vikings still with a 1-game lead in the conference as their assistant coaches, Gabe Cruz, Kai Hockey, Daryl Brown, Kim Karabatsos, Nicholas Peltzer, Darian Lopez and Robbie DeVoe out there with Bobby Hill, the head coach, making some good moves, both teams today. And for Ohlone, of course, they've got a wonderful staff. Ty Cumming. You got Cole Mauder, the pitching coach. You've got Billy Klontz. You've got Estefan Valdez and the head coach, Mike Curran. And both teams, West Valley, yes, disappointing. They played a wonderful game and quite the comeback today for West Valley, too. It wasn't to be in this series. Perhaps these two teams will see each other in the postseason. You never know how it shapes up. It looks as though both of these teams will be in the postseason, short of any major downfalls for either of them. So this contest is wrapped up with a 9-8 win for Ohlone. And this game, well, it went 3 hours and 10 minutes. And for, we'll get you these totals. There were a few home runs hit in the contest. For Ohlone, they're victors, 9 runs, 11 hits, 3 errors. And the Renegades left 10 runners on base. All 9 runs were earned. And for West Valley, 8 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. And the Vikings left 13 runners on base in the contest. The winning pitcher is Ben Thompson. And Thompson overall is now 2-2 according to what we have here. And the losing pitcher, he pitched really well for West Valley. Just that one big hit, and that is Valdez, Adrian Valdez. He gets his first loss of the season. He's 3-1 on the campaign for West Valley. And in the game, you had the home run that just looked like a high fly ball off the bat of the right-handed Nico Azpilicueta, but it went out to right field towards those new flags out there, and they look pretty. Hope you come out and see them in person for one of the remaining games for Ohlone this season. But Azpilicueta with his home run, and for Azpilicueta, that's home run number 12 on the season. And then you go further along in the game. That was in the first inning for Azpilicueta's home run. You go all the way to the 9th inning for Nico Lombardi. His home run wins it. And for Lombardi, once again, that's home run number actually, it's home run number 6 on the season for Nico Lombardi. That's it for all of us here. Great job for the pitchers for the 2 clubs, Jaden Harper and Ben Thompson. Jaden Harper goes 7 innings, 7 strikeouts. He also walked 5 and had 4 hit by pitches, but he really was effective quite a bit, and certainly when he needed to be, although the West Valley Vikings made that comeback and finished it off with 2 in the 7th, and then that would end up being the way they finished off with
Harper, but then they scored one on a walk in the 8th. Davis with the walk, driving in Lord Deer. And for West Valley, that'll be their last score, as Ohlone scored one in the bottom of the 8th on the hit by pitch. Burnett driving in Shaddix, who had doubled to lead off the 8th. And then in the 9th, one batter. The game ends with no outs in the bottom of the 9th, the home run by Nico Lombardi. Off of Adrian Valdez, who pitched very well. Otherwise, Jake Jones pitched well as well. 3 innings pitched, gave up only 1 run on 2 hits. Jace Doby started at 2 2/3. He gave up 7 hits, 6 runs all earned. Walked 2, hit 1, and struck out 1. And for Valdez, he really had some good movement on his pitches. Both Jones and Valdez came in to get the one batter that they had to face in relief with trying situations. 2 on for Jones in the 3rd and for Valdez in the 6th. A really great play, one of the second great line drive catch for Bose after Ramirez had gotten Comerford out earlier on a line drive out. Bose made a spectacular play as well in the 6th. So that helped out Valdez, who otherwise pitched very well with 2 strikeouts. 1 runner reached on an error in the 7th. And then in the 8th, 1 run scored, partially because of an intentional walk and then another walk, and then the hit by pitch, and then the home run in the 9th for Valdez. That'll wrap it up for us all. We're going to get these guys out of here. Sahid Sheriff, thank you so much for your work on camera with James Pearsall, working auto camera, producer, director with technical director Brian Lee. Spell that L-Y, people. All right, we'll be back again for more action. When will that be? Any idea? Because I'm just going to stay here at the park and maybe in one of the dugouts. Will they let me stay until then? No, Tuesday softball? Okay, so we won't be seeing you again at this field until maybe Friday of next week. Is that right? So, okay, so we're going to have softball for you on Tuesday. Hopefully you check that Ohlone College broadcasting site. No matter if you're friend or foe, you're all friends, really. It's just we need the other team to succeed. We need the umpires, and there were Miguel Richardson and Owen Sferrasa today doing the honors, home plate and the bases. Whatever you thought of them, there you go. So it is going to be a week from today for our next game, right? On the 20th against the Gavilan Rams. That should be a 2 o'clock start. And let's hope we get good weather all the rest of the way. And for women's softball, it's going to be also it's a 3 o'clock start. So we'll join you probably about 2:50, 2:55 along the Ohlone College Broadcasting Network. We want to be a network too, just like Ohlone Network News, right? That's it for us here for, again, Brian Lee, technical director, Sahid Sheriff, for James Pearsall doing the producing and directing, for Gary Koff, our executive director and producer, and Arnie Loling, our video systems engineer. I like to call him the guru. Thank you to everyone being a part of this, and we hope to see you back for more online. Take care, everybody. The final score, Ohlone sweeps the series, and man, West Valley sure made it hard, and they're still up a game in the conference over Ohlone. But the final score today, on the home run by the catcher, Nico Lombardi, making it a no-doubter. It's Ohlone 9 and West Valley 8. We'll see you online.